Oh, not as much. You sound closer to the mic now.
Okay. How about now? How about now? How about now?
No, you're going farther and further away, it sounds. It's live from inside a hamster wheel.
It's a metaphor for life. Dadbod, Bikerbeard, kiss my ass. Right there. Right there.
Is that your rodent?
Yeah.
Hello, rodent. He's sleeping.
Come here. We're getting echoes. I gotta mute the site. Where am I? We're getting echoes. I gotta mute the site. Where? There's a delay. That's bizarre. Okay, maybe I can fix the camera. So yeah, that's it. For you guys are gonna have to just watch the rat for the whole show because you know.
I'll do play-by-play on the rat. And if you notice, he's touched that piece of wood. All right, he's gone back down. Oh, he's nestled in. Look how cute he is, boys and girls. He's like, what? Are you talking about me?
Should I burn a cigar and smoke it and blow? Oh, look, he's yawning. Oh, so cute.
Oh,
I have a camera in this cage because I'm a dork.
That's fair.
He was wild. He was wild the other day, running around my house like no shit.
I liked your metaphor on the wheel.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah, I did, because the harder you run, the quicker you'll die.
Ooh, yeah. That's exactly what I meant. Guys, you're all gonna die. This is tune in to the Shelf Help Show on other days. Where we discuss...
When we're not as depressing as we are right now. All right. Warning, please drop all razors and sharp instruments of destruction before watching these two idiots.
800-223-8255. You're worth it.
However, if you're willing to stab someone else, that's fine.
We might be violating terms of service. I'm not sure. It's jokes. It's jokes. It's parody, guys. It's parody.
Sarcasm and humor.
Yes, humor and parody, right? No matter what, even when it's real.
I'm a parody of myself.
The dead hooker. That was sarcasm. She wasn't like really dead. She was sarcastically dead. Like,
I don't know if she was dead because I never really checked for a pulse.
Ooh, that's dark. So, yeah, let me get the camera. I'll get the camera on me here in a second. It's just I was naked and I didn't want everyone to see me right away, or I at least wanted to wait till there was an audience, you know.
I'm so sorry to everyone out there.
Why?
What?
I'm a sexy dad bod. I mean, assuming that you're into that thing, you know. John's into it. He digs me.
I am totally into dad bods.
So I think your volume's coming through a little better today. Did you adjust your?
I am at my office instead of at mom's.
Oh yeah, and you're clear. You're much more clear.
Yes, it's a better quality camera and a better sound system.
That's good. That's good. I have some sound effects. I don't know if they're going to play through if I don't share screen, but let's find out. That would be a no. Got to share the screen apparently in order to do sound effects. Okay. Then we'll get chat lined up here while people are getting on board. Welcome everybody. So we did a show yesterday, technically.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, because we were up late-ish.
That was one.
Late-ish.
We finished at 1, and I think you were a little upset with me that I was tired, but
no, it was actually kind of pleasant. Like I'm usually like, hey, it's getting kind of late. I'm gonna have to go to sleep now. I'm not Superman. I'm 4 dozen years old, for God's sake. I can only do it for so long before I pass out.
Right. No, but
can we hear that?
No.
You're lying.
I never lie. Now there's just silence. But your mouse also isn't over the buttons. Don't they have to be over the buttons? Now I can't hear you either. Oh, there you are.
Nothing. You can't hear any of those sound effects.
No.
That's irritating.
I'm sorry. But the mouse did turn over. Isn't that cute?
You can't hear any of it.
Nope.
What the fuck?
Don't know.
Okay, how about now? Ready?
All right, please shoot it all over me. Oh, Daddy, don't stop. I'm gonna come. Oh.
What are you doing, step bro?
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages?
Hello, Daddy. Daddy, you're cute.
Who's your daddy?
My name is Jeff. So you can hear them obviously through my headphones. So,
Yes.
Oh, why aren't they translating through the computer? I
I do
wonder
not know.
what the fuck. Oh, maybe it's because I unplugged. Maybe I unplugged the lead. Let's try that again. Still nothing.
No, I heard something like, who's Jeff? Or something like that.
And his name is Jeff.
Okay, I heard that.
Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Now it's, yep, now I can hear
All right.
My name is Mark. My name is Mark. My name is Jeff.
it. I like that. That's funny.
You mind your damn business, man.
Dang.
I hate clean. Think about clean either. When you're sitting in the bush and you feel some sweat diarrhea. Jay, when you're sitting in the sun and you feel some run diarrhea. Jay, stop thinking about diarrhea. When you're watching TV and your ass starts to be diarrhea. When you're sitting on the phone and your ass starts to explode.
Are you sure you're not 12 and not 4 dozen?
Diarrhea. When you're really big and your ass starts to explode. Jay, diarrhea. Jay, stop diarrhea. Yeah.
All right. Dadbod, Bikerbeard. Let's get myself on camera. We can move forward now. Yeah. It keeps me young, acting immature, and especially in front of people. And when it's going to be, I don't know, out there on the interwebs for at least the immediate future. You know, it's always scary when I start thinking about like maybe opening myself up to employment opportunities elsewhere. I realize that I have pretty much made myself unhireable just by associating with you here doing this.
Every time you share it on Facebook, I cringe.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Like how many websites and YouTube channels does this fucking guy have? A few. Because every time I start something new, I'm thinking like I'll just escape from my past. And nobody will know it was me. I have plausible deniability until I start to
and yet here I am.
right.
Your past.
Until I start looking out there and I'm like, that's a lot of work to try and bury that many bodies, you know. It's a lot. Oh my Lord. So then I'm like, well, you know what? I did it to myself, right? I did it to myself. So pretty sure I didn't get a elected senator for some of these. I mean, somebody told me they wrote me in, so I was thinking I was a shoo-in for sure, but apparently
what state?
More than that. Delaware. I don't live there, but
Delaware. Oh, okay, just checking.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to beat John McCain at the time, you know. It wasn't gonna happen.
And it was weird how you were like, keep me in this cage, John, for a couple of years and just beat the shit out of me.
Yes,
I didn't understand what he was going for, folks. And I'm like, bamboo under the nails.
Yeah,
that's just odd.
I was trying to be relatable. That's what I was going for. I was like, I want to be relatable. So yeah, I want to be able to when I walk, I want to have like one arm kind of like locked up, and like if you fake it, people could tell. So I thought go authentic. Well,
You went method.
he was a POW for like 6 years in Vietnam, and I was like in John's closet for like 6 hours. And I was
I
like,
did put a FICA in there, though. There was a plant.
it was, yeah. I mean, it wasn't for the blindfold and the ball gag. I
The
probably
ball
would.
gag. Oh, you got me on the ball gag.
Oh.
I can say it. Oh.
I probably would have noticed, but no luck. No luck. That ficus, that silk ficus, you know, the ones that get all the dust on them. You ever seen a real ficus and you're so shocked that it's not gray? You guys know what a ficus is, right? Yeah, it's they make silk trees out of them for some reason. I don't know why they're silk. They feel plasticky to me. Why the fuck would you want a fake plant in your house? What's the point?
Because you travel a lot and you like the color green.
Okay, so paint a wall green and stare at it. Have somebody
Then you'd be like, guys, have you ever seen somebody with a green wall? What's the purpose?
Yeah, like it's you think it was like an accent wall, but there was no accent. It was just gross.
Get a fucking plant.
Yeah. What the fuck is this guy doing? Let's get him a ficus. Ficus. Brought to you by the word ficus. So we're gonna play guess that sound. But you already know anything that says Daddy or Jeff in it. Well, it's just sound. I DJ.
Screen.
I'm going to bring up the chat right now.
Oh, the chat. I was gonna say because all of your noises are on the screen right now.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
How's the what's the ratio? Did we get that fixed so we're not like the tiny box at the top?
No, I'm the tiny box at the top.
Are you?
Yeah. Well, that's how I show it.
But like okay, I'm pulling up chat. So somebody I can pull up Twitch and take a look. I don't want us to be
tiny people.
Tiny people. I don't you know you can pull up chat if you'd like.
How?
On your it's on your computer.
On a Twitch link?
You can either see it through Twitch, because it scrolls right there live as you're watching it. I mean, it's a couple seconds off. Or I think you can type in Timmy. There he is. I think you can type in go to a web browser like Chrome.
Hold on.
And I think it'll let you do it. If not, I'll give you the password. I think that do I have a password? Probably have to have a password.
All right. I have Chrome up.
Type in chat dot restream RESTREAM .io and Intel. And
is this through Facebook?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think Restream is its own entity, as far as I can tell. And then
I have a login.
Okay. Let me find the login. I'm not going to say it over the air. I was
going to say don't do that, but
that'd be kind of stupid. Yeah. Let's see. I bet it's geoffreysinatra@gmail.com is the is at least to get in there. You know how to spell that? GEOFFREY.
Why do you always spell things so fast? GEOFF.
I thought it was your mentor like 10 years ago, and now you don't know how to spell my fucking name. You're like, no, you were not my mentor. You were a supervisor I wanted to beat up.
Oh, it's on the screen. REY. And it's Sinatra?
Yeah. As in Frank. Don't know if you guys heard of him. I'm a fan.
And it's dot what?
geoffreysinatra@gmail.com. And let me find the password for you. I think I know what it is, but we'll find out. It's Timmy is a dope ass person.net. Okay, that's not true. Timmy's on chat. You want to say hi, Timmy?
Timmy.
Timmy. Timmy. Give me a second. Don't rush me. I'm scared.
I didn't say anything.
Stop it.
I took half a gummy, so I'm very relaxed, dude.
Oh, is that
Not
like
a whole gummy.
28,000 milligrams?
No, it would be
No.
5.
5? The fuck
Well,
is
it's half a
5?
gummy.
5 milligrams of anything sounds like just nothing. I don't get it. Like that's what they give you, like the Vicodin when you get like your teeth out. It's like 5 milligrams. Like, what do you do with that? Save them up like it's prison, and then put them in your keister.
What do you think they have those? What do you do with an empty Tic Tac pack? You put a couple pills in there. It's a lot. No, but 5 is a nice chill and not stupid. So
and not a pass out.
correct. And I haven't drank anything all day, so I'm just drinking water.
What the fuck? What is going on with you?
I did.
So
I did get
sobriety looks good on you, son.
sobriety. Yeah, it's wonderful. For some reason, I'm doing more voices tonight though. I have only one in. So I didn't have any, but I did pick up my beer order from Total Wine, which was joyous. Ordered all the way from Eugene, Oregon. Nakasi Dawn of the Red, my favorite beer on the planet. It's delicious.
What's your favorite beer off the planet?
I would say, God, I can't think of any beers that have to do with space. I couldn't think of any. None.
I like the Martian Blonde, I'll be honest with you. It's pretty good. It's kind of hoppy, but not too hot.
But I wanted realism. I thought there'd be something. Wow, I can't think of any outer space type. Oh, Blue Moon.
Blue Moon.
That's so easy. That was so stupid. That's so easy.
Blue Moon is how I found out I had celiac disease. Actually, it was colonoscopy and biopsies, but back in the day, they didn't do blood tests. But yeah, Blue Moon. I went to BJ's. Becky, are you watching? I went to BJ's to celebrate some weight loss. Okay, I'd gone on the like Atkins keto, some shit like that. And I had lost like 15-20 pounds in a month or something like that, because men drop it quick. It's in your messenger.
I know. Going there now.
So I'd lost some weight. So since I had starved myself of beer and bread and all the things that make life worth living, we decided we'd go to BJ's and I would get a French dip sandwich because I liked those sandwiches. I think I still do. I just can't eat them unless they're on gluten-free bread, which is garbage. There's no sense in making a dinner out of a sandwich. You have to eat gluten-free bread. You might just lick your own asshole. So, speaking of licking assholes.
How bad did you blow up that day?
Yeah, it was incredible, right? So I'd been off the wheat basically for 6 weeks, not realizing that was an issue. And I ordered a Blue Moon. And why, hello. Who's popping by?
Wow.
Somebody
Really?
Hi, hon. How you doing?
Really?
What do you
Mark's not on this show. So
It's a sugar-free
just letting
popsicle.
you know, Mark's not on this show.
Did you get yourself a snack after you had dinner? That's good. Wow. You got a sore throat from COVID, so I would expect that you would need that in your throat. So
I got COVID.
Yeah, poor baby. I'm sorry about that.
COVID.
Oh, I like your hair. What'd you do?
Well, that started as an astropop, and then
and then it finished on her head. Oh,
no, it's like cotton candy.
It looks adorable. It's probably just because it's on you. You can go Sinead O'Connor. I'd be like, your hair looks dope.
Oh, you
I actually thought about it.
Wigs.
You have a decently shaped head.
Wigs are fun though. I own several wigs.
Wow,
I own a lot of wigs.
Yeah, this is for playtime though.
I do.
Oh.
Yeah. Who?
I don't really know what she said. It was very robotic.
Oh yeah, your signal sucks, but your smile with that popsicle is fucking great.
It would be better a different way, but okay.
Oh, she'll be back. Hey, somebody should get you better internet. Like maybe a couple of those mesh, Netgear Orbi setup for your house. Covers 5,000 square feet, so your 2,500 is covered. Yeah,
This moment brought to you by Jeff's Nerd Brain. That's right. If you ever had a question that you didn't know you had, he'll make sure he answers it for you.
That's a fact. Hey, can we see chat, or are we just looking at my passwords in this fucking thing?
I see chat for me.
Oh,
And the
Are you
only
logged
one
into Twitch on the
chatting
other side?
so I don't have to then play chat for you to see it on the screen, which is nice.
No,
So
you don't.
take that
No,
off.
yeah, I have it. So
If you want to see,
I think the only one that's in there is Nicole right now. So
Nicole, what's
Nicole.
up? Hey, Nicole, you're looking at Twitch, I'm guessing. So if we pull up the
I
fire,
don't like the swapping of my
know.
face. I know my angles, and then like seeing me like on the other side, I'm like, oh, I'm hideous.
don't
hold
worry,
on.
really, nobody can see you. You're on top of the.
Yeah, we'll find room for you. Hold on, sweetheart.
No, I'm good. I'm fine.
You like being on top? I know. Hold on.
She looks like one of those talking pictures on.
There we go.
Wow, it's funny that you did this. Talking pictures in the Haunted Mansion. That's what I was going to say. Hey, Timmy.
So we finally found the.
Talking to me.
If you were on the Saturday show on the 18th, that was for my birthday. I was just run ragging. I got about 2 hours in and I just passed out. I tried to pay attention. I don't know, I was snoring through the damn thing. And no offense. I love you guys for doing it for me. It just happened to be a really, really long, like 36 hours or 40 hours. I was tired.
Plus, the show went for 5 hours.
Oh yeah. Plus the show went for
There's
5
that
hours.
too.
Yeah. And then I got something for my birthday for my girl, so I was a little tired. So anyway, something I was against actually. Something I rail against. But
Is that really what was in the gelato?
yeah.
No.
I won't get specific, but if you've ever listened to me rant about relationship and gender dynamics, if you get lost, if you're a beta simp and you're negotiating blowjobs for your birthday and that's the highlight of your fucking year, then you have failed that relationship. Like move on. So that's all I got to say about that. All right then. So somebody surprised me on my birthday and I was like, no, you did not. I'm against this in principle.
But only on my birthday.
I would have just said no on my birthday, not that day, just because I need to prove a fucking point.
Well, 12:01. It's 12:01. All of a sudden, I am following Great Britain's time. That's it.
Greenwich Mean Time. It's -7 right now.
It's weird that
so
you
anyways,
use that finger to itch your eye. It's just bizarre and strange. Now you're bringing other finger. Oh, see.
I would never talk about Rebecca in front of her back, so that would be inappropriate.
Well, she's not going to be able to hear you anyway with the pillow switched around.
No, that was more like me.
Okay.
Help me.
Now you're just being ridiculous.
Help me. Wait, what did you do?
Nothing.
You did the thing. That thing got like half size quickly.
It melted really fast.
The back of your throat is hot, apparently.
Yeah, well, I am sick.
Yeah.
Oh, you're sick. Yes, you're sick.
Oh,
I have COVID.
yeah. Poor.
Feels so bad for you.
Anyways, we looked for like 2 days back and forth trying to find where in that 5-hour video that she was eating the ice cream on a spoon, and then Bucky
Gelato.
A gelato, that was it.
Gelato, yeah.
I was like, I was asleep, sweetheart, I missed it. We finally found it tonight, and I was like, okay, there we go. Bucky was so funny, dude. So to pay homage to my birthday gelato job, I asked her to come on and have a popsicle with me. So.
Oh, you requested it. Wow.
Yeah.
See, there I was thinking she was a genius. Again.
Oh, it was her idea. No, listen. No, it was legit her idea.
It was.
She's like, you want me to do it again? I was like, yeah. So I'll get a popsicle. You have popsicles? Yeah, that's better. That's overt. What do I have to do to give the full screen view to her? Let's see. Let's find out.
I don't know. I have it now. Oh.
I think I can go like this. I can go.
No, I don't need to be on the full screen. I really don't
I miss you.
at all.
Oh, it switches to John. Oh, it switches to me. Oh, my heart. It's not really my heart that's beating right
Not enough blood in your heart right now.
now.
I know. Please don't die.
Um, so I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how I don't marry this one tomorrow. John, do you have any objections?
I wouldn't get married again.
No, yeah, I wouldn't if I were you either.
Yeah, I'm
Then
just
you-
saying.
then
I
you
would
have to-
just why wouldn't you just I don't think there's anything wrong with like moving in together or anything like that. I just wouldn't get married again.
Yeah, well, this time I don't want her to get half of what's left of my last half.
I can see the lawyer
So-
now. Prenup.
So what do you have? A broken heart.
Do you see my flag? I have a flag.
I don't know, a 401k that I had to pay a lot of taxes on. I don't know, some shit. I don't know. Nothing. I have nothing. Well, so why the prenup? It's for her. She made better choices. All right. Yeah, she just
Yeah.
got her. She just got her another degree, and you know, yeah, she was smart. She didn't officially get married either. The
Nope.
second time. Oh, someone
Exactly.
smarter than I. Yeah, I'm willing to dive in because I'm an idiot.
I was like, no, none of this. Like, you're not contributing. I'm not going to get married to you. I'm not going to buy a house with you. It's not,
I believe you
no.
have to snap your fingers when you say those things like that.
Wait, were you just talking to me just now? Because I felt like that was
I think
offensive.
she was just talking to the universe. Is who
Oh,
she was talking.
I'm
to.
just kidding. I know what you're
I
talking
was
about.
just,
The
yeah,
past.
I was just being angry because, yeah.
You know what?
I'm not drinking beer tonight, so I
What
should
is-
be able to stay awake for a while.
What are you drinking? Whiskey?
Water,
Why water?
What is
because I
wrong?
took half a gummy.
Oh, okay. I
So
was like,
I
you
am
need some whiskey with that water and some sugar
Yeah.
in your tea.
no, it's
Mhm.
ice cubes. That's it.
What are
Ice
all these
cube.
questions that you're asking me?
Oh,
Oh, and
Shit.
geez, Louise.
she's about to sing a song. Here we go.
No.
Make it
Popsicle,
only her
popsicle,
face
give
on the
me.
screen, Jeff. Make it
Oh.
really big and just her face.
I was trying. I don't know what to do. Pin to first screen. How about that? Okay. here.
All right, not for that. For the song you're gonna sing.
Oh.
Go.
What? So I'm not singing.
What were you
Well,
singing?
he said you were
Popsicle
gonna
song?
sing.
I
What
was
were you-
just. Is there a popsicle song?
I don't know. We can make one up.
A popsicle song.
I doubt there's a popsicle song.
I think I was singing a song from Yentl, or at least to the tune of Yentl. Like,
Well, I don't know what the song is. What is there? Whiskey in your water, some sugar in your tea.
yeah,
That's all the
that's what you
questions
said.
that you're asking me.
Yeah.
That song. Who sings that song? What is that song? I can't
I
remember.
don't. I know Tennessee Whiskey by that dude who sings Tennessee Whiskey.
It's Chris Stapleton.
There you go.
That
How's
one.
that sound?
Oh, she likes country, huh?
Yeah,
I like everything.
especially popsicles.
Yeah, popsicles are great.
Mm. Wow, 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 wow.
There's 7 people watching.
Oh my lord! Hey, welcome. Why you got to scare her? She's about to sing some Chris Stapleton for us.
Yeah, that wasn't on purpose at all.
What's another song that you like?
You really want me to sing?
Yeah, why not? You got COVID. You got a popsicle. You'll be fine. I like to do
I
everything
don't have
all
the
at once.
lung capacity because of COVID.
You're literally you have COVID like day 2. You're eating a popsicle on the air with me and John. So I mean that's great.
I think
And
I
7 other
talked-
people.
I talked about the wonders of your mouth, and then now we might as well just roll into sing a song. Like we're gonna conquer all your fears at once. So
Hello,
I
my
don't think
baby.
she's afraid.
hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my.
Correct
She
top
just
gal.
she likes to, she works the room. Oh, but I'm so embarrassed.
Oh,
I
don't ask
think
me
I
to
could
sing.
do
I
it.
can never sing, but I. Oh, I know.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
who, me?
Me?
Little
Oh,
me?
I couldn't. Just please don't ask
Did
me.
he
Oh my
say
God.
7 people? If it was only 4, I could be more comfortable.
the
but I'm
fucking
just not.
The spotlight just comes out of like heaven, literally.
Oh, now we're up to 8. So they want you to sing. I mean, that's it. I like being able to see the chat.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
good.
that's
So I
good.
don't have to bother you, and we don't have to have it on half the screen. It looks terrible. When
So
that's
what do you
up
have it
there.
on?
You guys aren't surrounded by 3 screens like I am. I have 3, like 20.
I have 2 screens on
Or
my
3
computer.
pictures. Oh, I went full view, so
If you
I
hit the
have gallery, so it's full
window
screen.
arrow.
No,
you
I
can
have
see-
nothing else up.
Oh.
It's just the three of us.
Oh.
So what are you?
That's
Are
what
you
I'm
in
showing.
Twitch on another computer?
Yes. Well, no, I'm in the email server to see the chat.
I
Not-
gave him the login for restream chat so he can have a separate
Ah.
window.
Yeah, so I can. Yeah, I have 3 screens here at home. So
Oh, me too. Oh, look
I
at
have
that.
dual. Yeah, I have 4.
Oh, geez, you just got. Oh, we got trumped. That's hardcore. Speaking of Trump, hey, yeah.
But
I have 4.
I have
I
4,
do.
and a
I
sore
do too
throat.
when I open my laptop. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
I've got 2
There
more
you go.
behind me
That's
on
why I
the
have
floor. I
4.
just ran out of space. My big
Yeah.
L
but I
shape
use my
desk.
laptop.
His screens are so big. That's why. Okay.
Thick.
He's got bigger screens.
Yeah, thick
Got big
screens.
screens.
Thick as
Big,
fuck.
big screens. Yeah.
They're real big. They're real
Yeah.
thick.
They're all thick.
and black.
Yeah.
Oh, see, yeah.
Oh, hello.
Well, not at first.
Spit roast. Hello.
Hey, I don't ask no questions.
Hey, I don't tell no lies.
Well, as
Mhm.
long
Yeah,
as
well,
it smells like chloroform to you, you don't remember anything anyway.
Well, that would ruin it. Why would you do it if you didn't
By
want
the
to
way,
remember
up
it?
to 9 guests right
9.
now.
All right. It's getting popular. We had
So,
75
let's see.
VODs.
Chloroform
yeah.
or hypnol.
Hypnol. Hey, that's when I think you first stumbled into the show. I was talking about roofing my neighbor.
Yeah. I
yeah.
was like, oh,
This guy's charming as fuck.
I was like, what? Did this guy? No, it actually intrigued me just a little bit. Like it
Jeff,
did.
run away.
He's
So
like-
I wonder if he uses the same percentage that I do to roofing.
No,
I'm just saying.
no. Well, okay. He was like making a joke about like roofing his neighbor, and I was like, that's bold. Like to
Yeah.
actually make a joke about like a date rape drug. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty bold. It's like,
I thought my joke was much bolder yesterday.
It
The
was
abortion
very
to
bo- I mean,
bankruptcy.
Tuesday? I think
Was
that's
that
very
yesterday?
bold.
Right? Come on, bankruptcy and abortion.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on.
I actually listened to it when I was driving to work for a couple of minutes.
You were like, this is some dark shit. John,
I was like,
Yeah.
wow, we're about to go like abortion and then firefighters. We called firefighters fucking child rapists, like inadvertently, and then we just went with that, and then
We called firefighters child.
I don't
rape.
remember
Yeah.
that.
I don't remember that
Yeah.
part.
I don't
No.
remember firefighters being.
it was implied. Remember it, Pavlovian, like you hear woo coming down the street, and instead of pulling over and stopping, you get out and back up.
I mean, I would because I'm an adult woman and firefighters are hot.
Hot as fuck.
But I don't know if children do that.
Well, I think John with the children thing. I just went for me. I'm like, hey, come
Like
on.
I'm like, I don't think maybe like some pedos
Uh-huh.
might make them like sexy
pita.
opportunity.
I can't eat pitas. They have gluten.
But
So
they have what?
pitas, like pita pocket sandwiches. Is that what you said?
Oh, because they have gluten. No, I said pedo, like
Do they have
pedophile.
corn
like
pitas?
pita. Oh, like
Do they have
pita.
corn pitas?
Pedialyte, maybe. Is that what you meant? Like
They
if you're
make
dehydrated.
Maybe they make them out of almond flour, maybe, or something
Mm.
like that.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
see-
nothing tastes better than almond flour.
The thing that gluten does, other than give people like me cancer, and then other people an excuse to bitch like Karens, is it's a protein that binds the starches together in wheat flour, right? Wheat, rye, and barley. It's what makes bread chewy and delicious and amazing. It's what gives it that pull. That's great.
But can you use
Tender.
like xanthan gum instead?
Yeah,
like-
it's like eating a brick with xanthan gum in it. So yeah.
But I mean, like that's what a lot of gluten-free alternatives have in it is xanthan gum,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
Okay.
The best gluten-free bread I've had is still like trying to swallow a shoe. Like
Airplane bread.
it works out. It's no. Emergency room turkey sandwiches are better than gluten-free bread fresh. So now it's not bad if you put some butter on it and make like a grilled cheese, because now you're crisping up something that's already dry with butter and it's crispy, and then your brain doesn't realize that you're having to gag it down. But
That's like keto bread.
I don't
Keto bread
think
is
she would gag it.
terrible.
yeah, it's the same idea.
I can't. No gag reflex. I'm good. I could take it.
True story.
I'll be fine.
Adultish. I like your shirt. That's very cool.
Ish.
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 I mean, it's
So
not funny, but
yeah,
it's cool.
yeah, it's not funny.
I'll never be funny. 'Cause I'm a
well,
girl.
yeah, that's true.
Well, you
Even
keep with those audiobooks, you gotta hope. As long as they're written by men,
yeah, of course.
and
Several
delivered by
were.
men.
What are you gonna have a
Well-
women can write? Since when?
That's true. Well, when their husbands hold the pen.
Well,
Oh,
we need them
um,
to. Yes, I'll dictate and they write. Is that
You
how
don't
that
dick
works?
what?
Dick what? Taste? Tate?
I'll
Did you say-
dictate
Oh,
and
okay.
they write. I can't write unless they have those female Bic pens because those
Yeah.
other pens are
Because
just
if you
not
can't
right.
write in pink, it
They're
just
too
doesn't-
thick for your
doesn't count.
hands. Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't want to
My
get
little-
carpal tunnel.
My little girl hands can't handle it.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I've seen them. They can. Oh, sorry. Back to the bit. All
Oh,
right.
I see. She could go like that. I'm sure, no problem.
Her little hands are like huge, huge.
It's like, oh my
Oh, that's
god!
amazing. Let me take a picture from here.
Yeah, but it's obvious that it's a woman holding it.
Yeah, because the nails.
So
Yeah, thank God. Because otherwise, I wouldn't want that shit on my hard drive.
Forget about any other future jobs.
Right.
Oof.
The fact
And
that
all
I
of a sudden,
just,
you're gonna think you're a firefighter.
I know, right? The fact that I
That was a callback. You like that callback? It's a
that was
pretty
nice.
good
That was a
callback.
good job. That was good.
Thank
You,
you,
for,
thank
for
you.
having been a firefighter pedo denier, now you're on board. Oh, that's
Well,
good.
you brought it up, and now like, you
I don't
know.
remember. I don't remember that
I
happening.
know. I don't either. I
Yeah.
absolutely did. There was something about Pavlov's dog
Yeah.
and backing up, but I didn't remember it being to do with firefighters.
There was
I
something
thought it
else.
was rosary beads.
Well, that came next.
Oh, okay.
Then we were talking about
How you were an altar boy.
ministers. I was altar boy, Lutheran church. I must have listened to like a half hour of it. I was kind of surprised because I always say that I don't do it often, and then I wind up doing it right after I say I don't. I think it's just a program in my head.
You're like, I don't do it often, so it's okay. I do it this time.
Right.
And then so you just say it every show, so you have an excuse to be able to say it.
So what thing that don't you do? What's that again?
Your
Talk
mom.
about pedophiles?
Oh yeah, that's the only thing I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's off limits. Yeah, you have to have
Yeah.
some self-control. All right, real quick. Hey, Dadbod, Bikerbeard, welcome. Jeffrey, John, and Rebecca over here. Rebecca.
Like
She's
that.
got COVID second day. All day long. She's like, I'm here. Look, she's like, fine. She lied. I think she lied. I'm just kidding. Yeah, she's got a sick household. I went through it a month ago. John
You
went
need
through
to
it 2
change
months
the
ago.
picture. She
Yeah,
looks so much better now.
I
You
know.
need to change the picture.
Yeah, we're gonna we'll get that updated. So, I like the cotton candy hair that she got done. I think that's pretty cute.
You look
Yeah.
tired already.
Her sense of humor. What do you think, John? Scale 1 to 5 today.
For a woman or in general?
Okay, let's go with woman first because we want to.
For a woman, she's like a 4.9.
4.9 for a woman. That's good. How about for a man?
0.2.
Damn, she's gonna have to listen to that audiobook like over and over again. Start practicing.
Hope it's digital.
Uh-oh. I wonder if they have a chapter on how to not sound like a woman when you're misogyny 101. Come on down. We'll teach you.
Hey, I'm a feminist. I'm sorry. I just don't believe women are funny. That's it.
Hey, why did Beyonce sing to the left, to the left?
I know the answer to that, and I can't wait. I already know it has something to do with rights.
It's because women have no rights.
That's where you're going with that? Okay,
Yeah.
see, I've heard it told a different way.
Well, here's the best part. My pansexual, bisexual lesbian daughter. I don't know what she is. I don't know what she declares these days.
Okay.
But bisexual, feminist, teenage daughter. She told me the joke. She's like, "Hey, Dad, I got a joke for you." And then she
Nice.
gets on me all the time for saying things that are, totally appropriate for someone my age, because that's how I grew up,
Right.
but not appropriate for people her age because they're offended by everything. Little snowflake shitheads.
It's funny
Uh,
on the podcast I was listening to Rogan and Carrot Top. They told the story about Carrot Top being on a set with Don Rickles, for I
okay.
think, and he was saying Carrot Top was doing this really important part because he had to wear this costume and he really tried to do well. It was perfect. Something happened with the camera. He goes, "Fuck." Rickles comes over to him, grabs him by his collar, and basically goes outside and don't ever curse on set. 2 seconds later, they're back inside and they're in between takes. So Rickles is working the crowd and he goes, "Hey, there's a black guy over there. Make sure you hide your wallet. There's 2 Mexicans. I need some lawn work done." So Carrot Top's like, wait a minute. I can't say fuck, but you can say all the things that you just said.
Yeah.
Like you just said, different generations and what's okay and what's not okay. It's funny.
Yeah. Well, Rickles he's known just for, he's the insult comic. So that's what he did. If he didn't insult somebody, then it wouldn't work. You know, we were talking about when we were seriously discussing whether or not people are going to know if this is true or not, whether or not women can be funny. I think I'd brought up, I just lost her name again. She got big and then she got small and she insults everybody. She acts like Don Rickles, basically.
Yeah, I don't like her at all.
All the roasts.
Yeah, what's her name?
Who was that comedian?
Her whole shtick is about how big a black dick she takes in her ass.
Yeah. She's like, Lisa
Lampanelli.
There you go. I saw her when she came to Tucson a few, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, whatever it was. Yeah. I liked the show. I thought she was funny, but in hindsight now, talking to John, who has converted me, or at least
not Liza Minnelli.
At least has me looking out for it. All she was doing was Don Rickles. That's it. She just made fun of everybody in the audience, made cultural and racist jokes, just like the Truly Tasteless joke books that we grew up with, which again were not meant to be offensive. They're meant to be tasteless. So it was not meant to teach you how to hate. It was to teach you that we're different and we're the same. Everybody has something you can poke fun at.
The thing about Rickles, though, like the story, he didn't curse. Lampanelli, every other word is a curse.
Yeah.
So, he worked. I mean, it would be blue now, right? I mean, probably pretty racy back then, but he,
right.
Very, very talented, that guy.
Back in the day, right, when you can do you had All in the Family, right? Carol O'Connor calling the son a Hebe and a kike and whatever, which was who was his son? He's Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner. They say that it was acceptable because it was a parody, or not even a parody. It was meant to be exaggerated in order to show that racism was stupid. And I think there's value in that. There's something with the absurdity of it all, that if you take language and you take culture and race, you take it all off the shelf and you say, like, you guys are all the same, except the group that we're going to highlight today, which they're different, but you need to accept them as the same.
But by the end of the episode, they have something in common.
Always.
Like there's, you know what I mean? So it shows, it shows, like you just said, that everybody may look different, but they all have the same stuff going on or whatever,
Right.
So, but that show got in trouble so much that he had to do a PSA after the episodes, and sometimes in the middle, where you go, it's one thing to be a bigot on television, to be a bigot in real life is not acceptable. Like he came out and said that. It was really interesting.
Yeah. When you look back at people who were aged back in when we were kids, so you look at someone like Carol O'Connor, who was probably younger than we are now, playing that character on the show. Is it impossible for you to view them through a lens that isn't just they were old, no matter what, even if you know that they were younger than we are now? Or do we just look younger in general? I
think we definitely look younger, but we also act younger. We act differently, completely differently.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of, just something as simple as not a lot of us at our age go to work, come home, and then sit on a recliner and watch television the whole night.
Right.
I don't ever do that. So
we get divorced, and then or we change our habits on purpose. So you don't do that. I did that for a while, but it was a horrible.
It was a dark time, though.
Did not like it. Yeah, you realize you're just like, in hindsight, I think Lisa, my one spouse, for pulling the fucking ripcord, because I'm happier. I'm happy. There's a difference. I'm happy. You always wish in hindsight you could have done and acted different, and there's no way to get divorced and treat each other poorly throughout it, and have much to redeem until you kind of come clear of it, and you're like, that was awful. But we would not have been able to negotiate our way out of it anyway, because as she said, I was stubborn. I wouldn't give up. She's like, there's nothing I could do to make you give up. You said till death do us part, and you meant it. And I thought at one point I was going to have to drive you nuts until you killed yourself, because I couldn't get you to go. Just go. I'm not happy. You're not happy. We're not happy. Stop. Go away. You didn't fail. And I was like, yeah, glad I didn't. Go the dark route. Almost, but I came out of it. But how do you do that? Do you know anybody? Not to get dark, guys. I'm not going dark today. It's not shelf help. Do you know anybody who negotiated a divorce and they like went through it relatively unscathed? And let's say with kids, because kids make things totally
Absolutely.
different.
Kids make all the difference.
They do. You can walk away from each other and be like, okay, no hard feelings. We're good. But splitting a family is brutal for everyone.
Absolutely.
So do you know anyone who's had a family and decided to, other than Gwyneth Paltrow and the dude from Coldplay, they did it over the course of 4 years?
No.
You ever see that before?
No, where they're not scarred or
Right. Yeah.
Oh no, I've never seen it. No.
Yeah.
Either side, either.
Right.
More importantly, either side. Right. So usually in a divorce, it's very rarely that you guys stick up your hands at the same time and go, I want a divorce. It's usually one person saying it to another person. And I don't think it matters which one you are in that scenario.
Yeah.
I think you are going, because when I think about it, I think with somebody who's been with somebody for a long period of time.
Yeah.
To have kids and stuff. I guess it's probably a small point of view to say that, but I would think if you have a bunch of kids, you've been together for a significant amount of time.
Right.
And neither one comes out unscathed. Absolutely not. Bitter about some of the things in your head that you'd go, why the hell would you be so bitter about that? Because the other person either has it, right? Or they took it from you.
Right.
And that's really, I don't know.
There's that it's you can't just have a sense of loss and say, okay, well, I'm okay. Like, okay, I lost it. It's like, what did I lose? And then you start.
And I don't think that ever will change.
It'll
seem less. It'll absolutely be less because other shit. It's like a death. That's a great example.
Yeah.
It's like a death. It's a part of your life that you still remember, but you don't have it anymore. And as time goes on, and you more and more stuff is involved in your brain and in your life. So does John with his mouth. Anyway, but you don't think that's a good analogy?
No, I think it's really good.
Oh,
yeah.
Then why'd you mock me?
Just for fun. One had nothing to do with the other. It's
because then I totally lost my train of thought, you jerk face. Because I must defend myself.
No, no, it was a very
like, sir. Dude, really? My dog underneath my chair just farted, and I knew it wasn't me because it was like, yeah. And now he just burped.
My rat is behaving. I can't. You ever hear a rat fart?
No,
never. They don't have butt cheeks, so I think there's a dog.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
I don't know.
Anyway, Dadbod Bikerbeard. Guess what, guys?
We keep fluctuating between 4 and 9 people. I'd really like to get 10. I'd like to see double digits watching right now.
Yeah, that'd be good. Have one for them. Trans. Like, are you having a
I'm drinking water.
Water. It's water.
Water. Sorry, Timmy. I took a half a gummy and I'm just drinking water tonight. So that way I could stay up with this guy, like 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, actually 1 o'clock. I'm falling asleep. And he's like, you look tired.
You look tired. What's going on?
And I said, yes, I am. Right away. I was fighting it for a while.
Man, it's so bad when so we finished the show yesterday. We started the day before. We finished it yesterday and go to work and then flip another day and we're here again. I was very aware after my boss mentioned, and I'm like, I'm tired last week. He's like, well, duh, who fucking does podcasts at midnight?
Right.
I'm like, I don't do it at midnight. It just goes past midnight. So then as I'm crawling into bed at 2 a.m., knowing I have to be at work at 8, which means with travel up at 6 at the absolute latest. And yeah. So I'm like, well, guess who can't bitch about being tired today? This guy, because that guy, Kyle, is getting alerts. Bing, fucking Jeff, what are you doing? Like, why are you following me, but you're not on my subscriber feed, dude? What's going on?
Yeah.
Here? He's like, I just got to keep an eye on you. I'm like, when did you start? He's like, when you started. I'm like, you weren't my boss then, so we're good. All right, I don't have to kill you. This guy, my boss, it's weird calling him my boss. We've been friends for, I don't know, since he was 19. So he was 19. We worked at McDonald's. And he was in sales, and they have a sales department at McDonald's. Just go with it.
Yep.
And so he was 19, and I just moved to the state. This was 2000, probably for him, 2005, 2006, I guess. So I was, how old was I? Was I young? I was young.
Hold on. So
I was like 30. I
22.
moved here when I was 30.
It was 16 years ago.
I was 32, and he was 19. And then we're talking a couple weeks ago. And now he's married. He's got 2 kids. My kids are almost all grown, all 4 of them. And he's like, man, he's showing me pictures of his kids. They're like 3 and 8, maybe something like that. And he's like, man, they grow up so fast. I'm like, you think that now? Like, just wait until your 16-year-old is driving your 19 and 14-year-old back to mom's house in their own car. They're just, bye, we'll see you. When did that fucking happen? I was just negotiating getting you guys out of the back of a minivan yesterday. I swear to God. And I was like, well, you grow up so fast, dude. You were my son's age, my second child's age when we started working together. And then I was like 32 and you're like 32. And I'm like, still 32, obviously. I don't know what the fuck happened there. You getting lapped by people who are your son's age. What is that? What is garbage? Life is not fair. He's like, you want this job? I'm like, fuck no. Not ever, ever, ever. I love what I'm doing. I'm doing things that require me to deal with computers a lot and then not people. So it's fun. Although I'm a people person. I think I wouldn't do the podcast though. I still would. That's not true. It's a lie.
Yeah.
I could talk for 9 hours at work and then come here and be like, hey guys. I have things that are
I
on my
can't
mind.
relate with that. Sorry. I don't like talking in front of people. I'm very quiet.
So what feedback do we have from the show the other day? Like what went, what didn't went? You had some friends check it out.
Yeah, nobody was specific. I said to Nicole, thanks for participating.
Yeah, she
She said it was a really good podcast.
Yeah.
And then we really didn't go much into that because we had to finalize when we go see Shinedown and our COVID tests I have to take. I actually paid to have it done at the concert at location. So I don't have to worry about making an appointment anywhere. So
yeah.
And Zach said he's listened a bunch of times. This is his 3rd time listening. And he said he really, and it's funny because he doesn't patronize me at all. Like, right. And he doesn't say things like, I think Dad wants to hear this. Let me say this.
Right. Yeah.
That is the farthest thing from his mind.
Same as my kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't care about my feelings. I care about theirs. They don't care about mine at all.
So I text him, hey, we're going to go live. He goes, well, I'm working for another hour and then I'm going to listen. So he wouldn't tell me that if he didn't like it. So, and I'm trying to get it, and I don't know who else on there because I can't see the names. Unless they chat, I can't see who they are.
Yeah, if they go into chat and I can find them, I'm sure. I'm sure I have.
Well,
Oh,
but
here's one.
also you don't want to out them if they didn't want to be in the chat. So
Oh, that's right. No, I can't see who's watching. Like I said, this is what comes up. We'll get through the show, and I know that there was like 10 people, 15, 20 people who were at least logged in where they can get into chat if they wanted to. They're hovering. I can see the names right now. So and then it'll say how many views we had, live views. It will count the people who were in chat when we log off. So I'm like, yeah, we had 8 or 9 people. That's fine.
you can see where Nicole wrote.
What does she write?
She said might be good to have topics and advertising. Oh,
I don't know what you
said
just
that
laughed.
to him. I said that to him a while ago. He did ask me what the topics were going to be today.
Yeah, we have some topics. It's January 6th. What do you think?
That's right. That's
See my-
right. But it's very funny because, and she said that the trivia was fun too. That was,
Oh, yeah.
She did mention that.
We played trivia.
Yes.
I need to sleep more because I don't recall that. Who won? I win.
I think the audience won from the pure entertainment.
Did we do Glee trivia this time or no?
Oh God, no, we did not. It was mostly movies and TV from 80s and 90s.
Where did you get that trivia from? I'm joking.
You were the trivia master.
Like, Jeff, do less psychedelics. No more. Yeah, I got trivia. Need more sleep. Yeah, no, I recall that was fun. We'll do some of that tonight. So, you want to get on topic, or you want to do the longest hour monologue? We keep going on that.
I heard more marriage advice on January 6th. Very good, Timmy. Very good.
What did he say? I got it. What? Oh, there it is. I heard more marriage advice than January 6th. Oh, yeah, we haven't got to January 6th yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah, we're gonna cause some problems. So he's like,
I'm sure this is gonna be an issue.
He's like, Timmy's like, I want to hear more about divorce and depression because thanks. That's why I tune in, Jeff.
I'm like,
because I want to remember my life. No, I don't. Asshole. Let's drink and act stupid. That's way more fun.
I agree with that.
Next time on the Shelf Help Show.
Alcohol, your friend. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
For $10 million, name the theme to the television show MASH. What was the theme song called?
Oh, something suicide. Suicide is painless.
There
right?
you go. Perfect. That goes. Timmy, that was for you, sir. I set that up. You're welcome. Oh,
you know what? I usually do get there. It takes us like the Lisa Lampanelli thing. Like it takes. I have to go into my mind palace and
Oh
find.
Lord, that fucking mind palace. It doesn't have a drawbridge or a fucking door.
It's a big moat, though.
So did you get the setup? We were talking about depression, divorce, and then suicide. Yeah, no, that's good, right? I don't think it violates terms of service, right?
No, and it was a good segue, which means it's not only for kids and mall cops.
That's right. 800-273-8255. I think on the first time John and I talked, we were actually talking about like depression and suicide. And I kept putting that on the screen. So I'm not gonna put it on the screen because I don't feel like it, but
wow.
800
That's a team player right there, folks.
255. My daughter used this instead of ending it, and I was grateful. I was super grateful. Who wouldn't be, right?
It's awesome.
It matters. You think you have the best open
Absolutely.
relationship you can with your kids, and then you realize, if you've ever felt like that, you realize that you're not talking to anybody. That's part of the reason you're there. So,
and I think
what
what we didn't talk about is the people that, well, I think we talked about a little bit. The people that survive it is I'm quoting somebody. I'm not going to say who it is. It is by far the most selfish act you could ever perform, because the people that you're going to leave behind, that is going to ruin a large part of their life. The people that love you, and they're out there. So that's why we said if you can't reach out to them, at least reach out to the hotline that he'll eventually put up. I'll guilt him.
800-273-8255. I was going to say one of the most selfish things you can do is throat fuck somebody who's in a hog tie, but That's cool.
Not if they ask for it. Absolutely not. You're
How could they ask? They can't use their words.
before the act happens.
Well, it's ball gag, and then you replace
It
it
was in the
with,
script too, wasn't it?
"Hey, I was going to invite my mom on the show tonight. I wonder what she's up to." She's like, "God, I know more about you than I ever have wanted to know." I said, "Here's the thing, Mom. It's parody. It's humor. I make these things up. So as far as you're concerned, everything that I do
None
is
of
not
that
true.
happened.
No, none of it. I've never done. I'm not. I have no interest in the things I say I have interest in. I don't have a Mando penis vibrator right here at my desk. I forgot when I got this. My kids came the next day, and it was just I had it plugged in and sitting on the end table. And luckily, they're oblivious because they didn't even look at it. They didn't ask. I was like, "Oh, hey, wait, don't make a fuss. The dog will pee in the house if you make a fuss, right? Just come in quietly, no eye contact. Let them out the back door. They don't pee on the rug. Same thing when they Mando cocktoy is sitting there. Hey, they don't like Star Wars either, so that works out. See." All right then, Dadbod Bikerbeard. Hey, check it out. So check out the theshelfhelpshow.com. There's merchandise in the shop if you want to get a ifuckjeffcoysmom.com coffee cup, or there's a Wix site for that. You can go to ifuckjeffcoysmom.com. We have Transplanted Devil Gear, which is John's show that has not come to fruition because he expects me to do everything by myself, all the work.
And eventually he will.
I am not his Becky. All right. So there's gear, there's cups, there's mugs. Check it out. I mean, it helps the show a little bit. We're about $1.50 away from the first payout for the show. This means anyone who's been on my show, which at this point is probably
like
near 40 people, you're all going to get like a nickel.
Wow.
And that's not even going to cover my cost, but that's okay.
Are you going to write a check each to a nickel? That would be great.
Yeah. I never said they were going to get paid, but I think that's the least I can do because y'all are part of the show. So I did a solo show maybe a week ago, but every time now that I go on, this is funny because I'm thinking like, I don't have anything planned tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go on and play GeoGuessr and, get some rando kids to pop in. They're like, "Hey, what's up?" About what I get from like young people is, "Hey, Hunter said you're cool." Oh, that's my son. Hunter said to stop by. That's nice. But they will, I'll be playing GeoGuessrs about it, like Google Maps. I'm looking for stuff and they'll pop in and be like, "Dude, ASMR, good voice." Like, "Oh yeah, you like that?" And then I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to sound pornographic or whatever. I'm like, "Hey guys,
You're already there."
Hey, this is me playing a game by myself, and then, hey, like, "Guys, young people say I have a good voice. ASMR, what is that?" I hear my son go, "Amaranth." I'm like, "Oh, the hot redhead. She's a multimillionaire. She's on Twitch." I always thought ASMR was gross. Like, and then now I want to get a binaural microphone so it can sound like I'm licking your ears. So, this is funny. I follow like 3 people, I think, on Twitch, maybe 5. Tommy Innit, who's a huge gamer star because my daughter likes him. Some kid, I just forgot his name, but he's also from England and he's dreamy. What's his name? I forget. Kid that used to work for me. Luke something. I don't fucking know either. See, this is it. Steel Toe Radio Show. It's a morning radio show that basically got banned in Minnesota. They got fired, so they came on to Twitch and they're doing really well. And it's great. They do mornings and evenings. They do replays. Steel Toe Radio Show. They owe me nothing. I pop by occasionally and I say hi and they say hi back and I'm like, "Ooh, they're talking to me. This is real." I get excited. And I realize it's important that John keep talking to people in chat because I get distracted. I realize that engagement is important to people. You matter. Because again, I don't see what I do as being the thing that I experience. I watch YouTube all the time. I have no, and then I see myself on YouTube and I'm like, how did that happen? That's weird. I should try that sometime. You ever have a disconnect like imposter syndrome? Just me. The last person I follow is Amaranth. She's got like 30 million followers. She redhead, porcelain skin, big boobies, gorgeous woman. And she just like dropped $6 million buying a 7-Eleven to handle her retirement because she's like, I don't know, 23 probably. I was like, guys, this ASMR is stupid, and I can't believe they get so many people watching. I click over to her and I was like, oh. I swear to God, I was like, wait, what am I more fascinated by? The fact that she's beautiful. And redheads are like demons, right? Like gingers are they're not real people. They're like fallen
They have no
angels.
soul. That's
Yeah,
why.
they have no soul. And even then I was just like, oh, I don't really like gingers personally, but now I personally like her. Damn it. And I'm like, follow. That's it. That's
Nicole
it.
wants to know if you're following her on as a gamer or on OnlyFans.
She doesn't need the OnlyFans. She's bought a 7-Eleven for $6 million. I don't think she has to show her tits, but
The same way you feel about her, I feel about Bella Thorne.
is she the little British girl who talks about global warming?
No. No. She's legal now, by the way. Greta Thunberg. I don't know, something like that.
Greta
Bella
Thunberg.
Thorne.
Greta Thunberg. Yeah, I hope that my minor children will get hijacked by a government and used as a mouthpiece for bullshit. That'd be great. As long as they could be wealthy. Look, listen to the child. That's not abuse. No, it's called marketing.
Well, listen to the obvious on the spectrum child, which is even worse.
What are you saying? Asperger's is no longer a diagnosis, right?
Oh, well, I'm not saying what part of the spectrum she's on, but she's on a spectrum. And
the Greta Thunberg or whatever her name is.
Yeah, and it's just like I feel the same way about Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy drugging them up so bad and having them walk out on stage. I think it's some form of slavery.
You got to keep those checks. The dude's like 73 years old.
Oh,
he's
dude.
my mother's age. And they're just like
when he walks out on stage, he looks like he must walk around with a walker normally because that's how he walks.
Yeah.
Once he starts to sing, it's a whole nother story.
Right.
I mean, he's got a great voice and everything, but I sit there every time until he starts to sing. I'm like, Jesus Christ, she should go to jail for this. This is exploitation. This is elder exploitation.
What about executive of the United States? Let's go, Brandon. Like, come on. It's the same thing. It's worse. That's worse. That's like the Crypt Keeper, except not funny.
And not really moving much.
No. Someone's got a freaking fist up his ass trying to get his mouth to move. I mean, that's to me, it's just sad, What is it with our country, with our generation? This is what I got to figure out. So our generation is what my father explained to me were the taxpayers, the homeowners, the ones who had something a vested interest in the outcome of politics.
Okay.
He explained it to me when I was young. He's like, you're 19, you're going to vote for Perot because you think he's funny, but that's really just Dana Carvey making jokes on Saturday Night Live. So that's cool. Throw away your vote. It's not going to matter. You're going to wind up electing Clinton because everyone's done with Reagan Bush bullshit. I was like, you're wrong. I voted for Perot. Oh, how did Clinton get elected? That's garbage. Good job, son.
Yeah.
So he said, I said, well, Dad, why is it always like these like 50 and 60-year-old for the most part, like 50s and 60s and or maybe 70s, like 70s, you were usually gone by then. But 50s and 60-year-olds seem to be the ones who are always in power. And he's like, well, it makes sense. Once again, if you're a taxpayer and you own a home and suddenly you have a vested interest in how your money is used. If you live in an apartment, you smoke doobie and play your video game, jerk off, go to sleep, which we agreed sounds fun. You're probably not going to care so much. Just give me a fucking jab. It's fine. You want to, yeah, it's fine. I can't go to the mall unless you do that. That's fine. Just give it to me. You can't keep me away from GameStop. I can't go to a dispensary unless okay, that's fine. I'll negotiate that. It's small things, right? It's like negotiating blowjobs for your birthday. That's fine. until you realize you only get blowjobs once a year, and then what's your life all about? But
Your birthday.
it's birthday. I think I steak and Nabber Day. It's in March. Shut the fuck up. She should give you a blowjob because she likes the taste. So
And that's where the gold's hidden.
that's where it goes in. Hey, Dadbod Bikerbeard.
That's where the gold is hidden.
So what the hell has happened in the last our generation? Who has been putting the same fucking demographic back into control over and over again? Why is it that between the executive, the Speaker of the House, and the majority whip, you have 3 octogenarians fucking in there? Like, what is going on? Why do we keep perpetuating Depression era human beings into our modern day and age to say, you make the decisions? We want you to have the final vote. We want you to have.
Well, I mean, you're making it sound like the public has a choice. So the machine is going to put through the debates and everything else, the machine is going to put the people they want in those positions.
The Bilderberger group, like
well, I mean, if you want to say that, sure. I mean, what is that? Something Grove.
Yeah,
right out there.
It's the Grove. That's the Bilderberger group.
Oh, the Grove. Oh, okay. I thought there was another word in front of it, but
Alex Jones breaking into the fucking Grove. I got the man. He's
so they decide who the final 2 people are, and it's never that super young guy versus the super old person. It's always 2 old people.
What about I guess Barack Obama? He was a young guy, right?
Yeah, but the machine spun that in a certain way. No, the machine spun that was going to be unity,
right? Unity, peace, hope, and change.
And it's so important to have a first.
Right.
People get drilled into to do something first.
Yep.
Is important. Whether the person's not qualified or there's a maybe not saying that the person's not qualified, but maybe there's somebody more qualified.
Right.
Has the interest of the country that's electing them. But it's very important to be first. Very, very important. So,
well, if you make something groundbreaking, then people want to participate in it. So,
correct.
It's like, hey, it's the Super Bowl. They're like, oh, it's the big game. I'm going to watch it.
Right.
That's why there's value there. So anytime they can put something out as a first, you got your first vice president female. You got your first vice president female of.
They never mention that though.
Well, because they're trying to figure out how to kill her off and have people not notice.
But that's fine.
She's a fucking nightmare, and they know it. They can't have her in the party.
My point is, when it first happened, they did not make a big deal out of it at all.
You know why? Did you know how she got in there, right? You know why they picked her?
Because he said, I need an African American woman, a woman of color.
Because he gets caught, on live, whatever, being a douche and going, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black.
Right.
So that goes out nationwide, and they're like, fucking Joe, somebody give him an injection, knock him out. So he throws that out there, and then you got now you got people going, wait, what? Blacks gave their vote at the highest rate ever to the Republican last time. This time they're going to come in and they were going to clench it because they were not happy. So they go to Charlemagne the God, who's on here I am on a podcast with 4 people, and I can't remember what his show is. It's one of the biggest New York morning radio shows, and also podcast. He's got a huge audience, not quite Joe Rogan size, but huge. So they go to, sorry, I get a smoke, get rid of that cough. They go to Charlemagne, and Charlemagne's like, wait a second, Joe Biden he just act racist. Like, does he own my vote? What do you mean I ain't black Jack?
Right.
And he was like, this is some bullshit. And of course the handlers get nervous and they're like, oh no, this guy actually has an audience that's big enough that he's going to sway them, and there's no way, even on fake numbers, that you can possibly win. You can't, because there's a huge black audience that listens to him. So he's like, I don't know. So news organizations start interviewing him, and I'm watching all this unfold in the course of like 4 hours. they start interviewing him. They're like, Charlemagne, we heard that you have an opinion. And he's like, yeah, I mean, I was all for Joe, but I'm more like anti-Trump. Like, I'm against Trump, but I don't know now. Trump never said anything stupid like that. You know, I'm paraphrasing. And they're like, well, what are you gonna do? Because I'm not sure. And they start talking about it, him and his crew. And he's kind of like, I don't know how, like, in good conscience, I can stand behind this racist cracker. Again, paraphrasing. I'm not saying Charlemagne's a cracker. He thought it though. I'm pretty sure. Don't sue me. I have nothing.
Prenup.
So I get a cease and desist. Damn it, you guys found me. I'm popular. I would frame the shit out of that. It's like when Disney gave me a copyright strike and said, we're gonna play Star Wars stuff on your show. And I'm like, oh no, people will think I'm famous. Oh no, Disney's mad. Let's do it again. But he's working out, and then they're like, well, you know, what's it gonna take to get you to back Joe? And he was like, what do you mean? What's it going to take me? Like, I mean, I'll make my own decision. They're like, no. Like, what's it going to take? Charlemagne, him not getting, like, everyone's paying attention right now. You get to decide the black vote for Joe right now. And he's like, I don't know. What do you think? We should go to like a black person? Like, we got any good candidates out there right now? No, they're like, no, not really. Like, who could be it? We got a black vice president? Well, we already had a black president. He's like, black woman, maybe? And they're like, oh, do we have any good black woman candidates that won't be embarrassing? Like, not really. They're like having a hard time. They're like, how about a part black, part Indian, part Mexican, part white? She had 0% in the debates. She sucked hardcore. She was horrific, and she giggles and cackles maniacally, and she's got no content.
The Joker.
And she's a pot smoker who was
who put away pot smokers.
Steve Harvey's side piece
Side piece.
while he was married.
Yep.
Yeah, and then she took pot smokers and she kept them in jail longer so they can do the yard work for her. So they're like, yeah, y'all figure that part out. But I'm gonna say we need a woman of color. That's what we need, a woman of color. They fucking picked her. That's crazy. That's true politics. It's not.
Did you see her on his show?
No, because I can't stand her. I like Charlemagne.
He said, so let's be honest here. Is Joe Biden the president or is it Manchin?
Oh,
And she was like, she's like, come on, really? No, it's Joe Biden. Joe Biden, right? Joe Biden. You know, no, she didn't do that. That would have been
that's
funny.
funny. That's funny. He's like, do they let you out of your house, or like, are you allowed to go near? What do you
Wow.
do? You do nothing. Well, good for him.
Yeah, it was
Shoot me straight.
interesting. It was very interesting.
They have to hide her away, dude. She's so embarrassing. She is. I mean, if you think that you remember John, I think John and I went over how we're rated as a democracy, a free democracy, or if we're what did they say? It's a challenged democracy. Like the United States of America has gone down in rating against other countries for being a damaged democracy. I forget the terminology precisely, but they rate you across multiple factors. And since Trump got elected, we fell down the charts. You know, you've got like Sweden has a better democracy, and then they spell out the reason why we're not considered a strong democracy any longer is because shenanigans at the polls and media lying.
Yep.
So this independent organization is made up of people from all countries. Well, not all, but you know, enough. They're all white. They're all conservative. No, I'm just kidding. And they make the determination based on things that are quantifiable, and then obviously you have the non-quantifiable. And they're like, it's a damaged democracy. It's no longer what it was because it's so obvious where the manipulation is coming from, and it's so obvious that the media is controlling narrative and it's propaganda, that America is not America anymore. At least not now, not until something changes.
Right.
That's embarrassing to me. It's embarrassing.
Horrible. That's a great segue to the embarrassing thing that she said today
Yeah.
about January 6th.
Okay.
That it will be remembered just like Pearl Harbor and 9/11. Now,
Yep.
I don't post.
Let me. I'm gonna
Any-
pull up.
Okay,
I'm gonna pull up the
pull up my
slides.
post.
Mhm.
So I don't post political things really on my. It's usually me drinking a beer or me and the grandbabies. I mean, I'm real simple. I don't because I know
He's
a
a
lot of people.
simple kind of
I'm-
man.
I am definitely a simple kind of man. But when I saw that, I screenshot it and said, anyone. Where'd it go? Now we're there's 2 little ones and 2 medium-sized ones.
To what?
Pictures, screens.
I can't see it. What does it look like? Let me look. Oh, I can see it.
Yeah.
We're little and we're big. I'm up on
Well,
top.
medium. I think we're medium.
Oh, because I'm sharing the screen that my other thing. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Stop. Stop it.
stop.
Oh, shit. Okay. Why do you have to lisp when you're acting like goofy? Is it because you're acting female? Is that it? Or are you
Trying
are
to
you
make
mock?
them as funny as possible.
I personally I mock people who have their little thing that tongue is connected down there, that thing. People are like, are you making a gay voice? I'm like, no, that's stupid. I'm making fun of a black man with a lisp. Jeez. His name is Marcus. I work with him.
So are
Sure.
you going to share the screen or
I'm
what?
about to. I'm trying to wow the audience while I fumble around, try and make this shit happen. It's
So
hard.
backstory, I don't usually post anything like this.
Here we go. There we go. Can we see it?
Yeah, that's one of the pictures. Yeah. So she
It's
and
not
so I
a-
posted on Facebook that anyone who would list January 6th with in any sense or in any context with 9/11 and Pearl Harbor is a disgusting individual. It's horrible, absolutely horrible that you would even remotely think the same. Absolutely not. Oh, I love this. This was now I didn't post this. I got this from somebody else. But the January 6th thing actually is not accurate. There was one murder. And it was by the Capitol Police on a protester who was an Air Force veteran, and she got shot in cold blood, and they don't bring it up, and it's terrible.
Yep.
It is, and these sons of bitches saying that this is anyway the same, where on 9/11 you had over 3,000 civilians get killed. In Pearl Harbor, you had about 3,000 military get killed.
Mhm.
On January 6th, AOC got her feelings hurt. That's really the extent of what happened on January 6th. And to watch those cops open those doors and tell them what they can touch and can't touch in certain offices, it is disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting.
So, talk about that. What's the what videos have you seen that show that? Haven't they haven't they hidden everything away, or is it out there in the public for anybody to
Oh
see?
no, I still see it on YouTube. I still see it on YouTube every once in a while or on people's podcasts. So just the other thing that blows my mind is the injustice that these people are held without bail for basically walking on the grass where the sign says don't walk on the grass. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's horrible. But yet in Portland, Oregon,
How could they lie like that? How can they literally, if you watch something happen, and I've watched the news, I watch live feeds, I watch what's happening, and you literally see them like having the camera zoom way in so they can block out the fact that nothing's happening.
right?
And then you have the narrative of the police going, okay, guys, look, you can go inside and look around. Don't go here. Don't break this.
Right.
So open the gates for you. That is not a fucking riot.
No.
That is not an insurrection. That is not anything.
Oh,
So
it
for
is
any
horrible.
asshole, and I'm sorry for the person who died, but I am.
Well, and she was murdered though but she was murdered by the Capitol Police. It was horrible. But go ahead.
Not by the crowd, right?
No, they were trying to save her. She was part of the crowd. She was a veteran that was there and protesting. Oh, by the way, 0 weapons found on anybody.
Yeah.
So it would be the least armed insurrection in the history of insurrections.
Right.
No weapons. And they tried, man. They tried. You know, they searched everyone. No weapons. But in Portland, Oregon, for 150 straight days at one point, the federal building was getting Molotov cocktailed. Okay.
Yep.
And nothing. You know, it's just it's disgusting.
How does that happen? The what was it? The Chaz? Is that what they called it?
Oh, do you remember that? Oh,
Yeah. Like it's, I don't know. I do know. It's
4
insane.
officers who responded to the attack died by suicide within 7 months.
Shocking.
Oh my God. I never saw that part. I didn't read that one. Wow.
Me neither. 5 people died either shortly before, during, following the event. 1 was shot by Capitol Police. Another died of a drug overdose, and 3 died of natural causes. Many people were injured, including 138 police officers. 4 officers who responded to the attack died by suicide. How does that happen? They're working in the Clinton administration?
Well, they must have had something on her. Or maybe they were talking about, you know, hey, I can't hold this up inside anymore. I'm going to tell that we were told to let them in. You know, I don't know. Just, it's terrible.
What about Ghislaine Maxwell? I can't believe she hasn't accidentally murdered herself yet. So she's got
probably
years.
got one of those in case of death files, right? That are going to be sent to
and
the
they're
Wall Street Journal.
They are frantically trying to find that. Frantically.
Oh, they absolutely are. But that's why I think that's the only, like a movie, man. That's the only reason she hasn't hung herself.
Right. They actually have what are they saying Trump had? He had a dossier. Yeah, she's got a real dossier, guys.
Yeah.
Real.
And the names would be everybody. I mean everybody.
You're gonna put the cabal under, man, like or at least expose it for what it is. I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist. I'm really not. To me, a conspiracy means a bunch of people get together, and then you have created a theory of people colluding and getting together to do things that are nefarious and dark. Okay, I guess I'm just okay, let's process that. Okay, we conspire, you come together, con together, right? Spire is what? It's a tall part of a building on a castle. Think about it. A group of people who come together to propagate an outcome, to generate an outcome that can be shown, that even in live real time, and if you go back, you can still find tapes because they can't shut off the entire internet. Not yet. Doctor footage, or cut out or leave it out. And if you watch Congress get together and try and make all the noise about how they should bring everyone up on, bring them up to the steps of the Capitol and hang them like the old days, or they're making all this noise. The only video clip that they can show on C-SPAN while they're there is it's like 4.5 seconds long, because there's no way that they could pan out or show you anything that actually happened, because then they would lose the narrative. So they're conspiring to convince us that something happened that didn't happen, even though you can watch it happen. You can go back and prove that none of, or aside from the facts, we have these facts, you can show the other facts that prove that more likely than not, it was lies. It was bullshit.
And they're saying also that the people that were kicking in the doors, that part that you see, like, is the only violent part you can really see, were planted there. So
I think I heard something about Joe talking about it, or somebody put up a clip about Joe Rogan talking to, I don't know, I didn't watch it, but I heard out of the corner of my ear that there's a plant who they can prove has been a plant at multiple BLM or Antifa rallies.
The guy with the glasses, right?
Yeah,
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 I know
that's
who you're
what I
talking
heard.
about. Yeah.
Like the same guy. What do they call that person? It's like when you want to break up a rally, you want to break something up, you send them in, they throw bricks, they cause problems, and they escalate it. So then the faster you escalate it, the you can keep the crowd control, because you need to escalate it at a certain size, because if it continues to go, and then that happens on their own, the amount of destruction that would actually happen is crazy. I forget what it's called. I didn't prepare much to talk about that. I just listen to Joe and then I just parrot what he says, and usually I'm right.
But if it wasn't for Alex Jones, he wouldn't even be anywhere near these topics, right?
That's the crazy part. Crazy fucking Alex. Give it time. He's right more often than he's not.
Like about 800, 80%. He's correct. It is crazy.
It's scary. It's easy to discount him because he acts insane. So he
Correct.
screams
Because
and
he
yells
is
and
insane.
he's
Self-proclaimed.
He's verified. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's younger than we are by a few years. I think.
Oh Christ!
Boys had a tough life.
Sounds like he looks older than us. He looks a lot older than us.
Yeah.
He's got to be. He's got to be in his 60s, dude.
Alex?
You don't think?
No, he's like 44.
No way.
Yeah. I swear to you. Alex Jones is like 44 years old. I swear to you. I graduated class of 47. Okay, so he's all right. So graduating class of 92.
Oh my God, what a life. This guy, that's a lot of blow. That's what
a lot of blow and whiskey.
A lot of blow.
I've done a lot of blow and whiskey, so I keep it up. I don't anymore, so maybe that's it.
Wow.
I looked thinner. I looked more healthy when I was on it.
Oh, I have not seen. So Timmy says, have you seen the video for Jeff Bush at Bush Seniors? Is it Jeb Bush?
Jeb, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Jeb, right? At Bush Seniors funeral.
John Edward Bush, Jeb. Not Jebediah, which would be a cool name too.
I have not seen that. I have not seen that video.
Let me see. I don't know. I'm gonna find it. Jeb Bush. All right. Give me some more clues. I'd like to buy a vowel.
A Bush Seniors funeral.
All right. Let's see what he was up to. I'll find it. Jamie, you don't work for me, but
If you would be so kind, put it on the big screen. Thank you.
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
All right.
Well, I'm doing like all good things for it. I ate some almonds. I'm drinking water. I had some fiber. Man,
I'm smoking what is this? A prime time? I'm a consumerism happens to me too. I'm going to Quick Trip, get some gas, check out fast because they're quick. I went to the place where I got my concussion a couple of years back. They bought my lawsuit for $1.25. It sucked. I forgot. Yeah, after I recovered my concussion, I went in finally like months later because I was scared of the place. And I had my iced tea finally. I went back. Here's my iced tea. I went to hand him $1. And the manager goes, "Oh, there. This one's on us." And I grabbed the tea and thanks. And I walked away and I said, "I think I just settled the fucking lawsuit." That was an offer and acceptance, right? They have me, so I didn't sue them. I don't believe in doing that shit anyways.
was it their fault?
Yeah.
Then you should have sued
the
them.
the floor was wet. I literally turned around to get
there
the
a
lid,
sign?
and no, they hadn't put one up. They put one up while I was on the ground, and they refused to help me up because
And the chalk outline.
they didn't want the liability. While I literally like my foot slipped on the water or whatever it was. And all I saw was the countertop, the marble countertop coming up to meet my head. And I fucking just cracked myself right in my 5 head. Dude, right here. Bam.
Oh.
Yeah. Concussion was awful. It got me to stop drinking though. Because when they said, "Hey, don't drink while you have the concussion," I thought they meant like a lot. I found out that any makes you act like you're insane, and my kids didn't want to see me for a while. I was screaming things out the door at my ex-wife's fiance. I can't wait till you fucking die. Like, it was bad. I had zero control. Frontal cortex hemorrhaging and alcohol.
You gave yourself a little bit of a lobotomy there.
Yep, 100%. Ooh, I made amends and I hadn't even gone to AA. I was like, I gotta make the round. Neighbors, sorry about that.
Mrs. Smith's third grade class. Sorry, won't happen again.
It was rough times. That's why I didn't sue them.
File in over and over again. Huh? That's weird.
It got me to. It really did. It got my. Yeah. Oh, whatever. I say anything on the show. My son, who was 17 at the time, called me up and he's like, "Hey, Dad, just wanted to touch base with you and let you know that you need to get help and you need to stop drinking. And we're not going to see you for a while." And that's really hard for me to say, but we all talked about it and we all agree that this is the best thing for you. So I love you and I'm sorry to do this to you, but get help and then we'll talk. The proudest, horrible moment of being a parent.
Yeah.
I was so incredibly proud. I honestly, so incredibly proud. So incredibly sad and embarrassed. I'm glad I always told my kids, hey, we're just people. We're trying to figure this shit out as we go. We're not necessarily any good at it.
Right.
We are, we're not bulletproof. And here we go. You're going to be disappointed at some point, and that's okay. That's called being a human. So luckily I told them that enough that they even parroted it back to me later. They're like, hey, we know you're just a person. It's not like you have it all figured out. Not like you've ever gone through all this shit ever before, Dad. So we love you.
Right.
And I got help. So yay. Isn't that a good story? It's a sad story, but it's a good story. Okay. No, it's not sad. It's a happy story. Concussions. All right, let me share the screen. I found it.
Concussions are no joke.
Oh, it was bad. And then my boss, like 60 days before, had a heart attack in the shower. Had a heart attack, fucking dropped. They didn't even know he had a concussion. He's coming back to work after he had his heart attack with a gear on to monitor him. And like, this is the wrong place for you to work if stress on your heart. Oh, not good. So he had a concussion and I had a concussion at the same time. And we were like the two bosses. And we just take turns. I'd come up to him and I'd be like, I think I'm going to go home. I don't. And he's like, yeah, I got you, man. You go. And I'm like, I'm not. Why am I crying at work? He's like, it's okay, man. I feel like that too. Like, out of your mind. I would wake up and not remember my name. But at least it was alone. There was no dead hookers. All right.
I don't know. You got some good friends. They may have hit some bodies.
I do have some good friends. Come on, Dadbod Bikerbeard team. Let's get them buried. Never say it on the air 2 years later. Oops. All right, should we watch this clip? You guys can see it?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what this is all about. Thanks, Timmy.
The medications I need to live are priced at over $7,000 every month.
Yeah, but
Millions
don't
of
pay that.
Americans can't afford the medicines they
Where's
need
the
to survive.
skip?
Congress needs to let Medicare negotiate lower drug prices for us.
Oh, what is it?
80%.
Oh God, you clicked on the Medicare. They
Negotiation
got you.
will save lives, fight inflation, and save taxpayers money. Any reconciliation package must include
What?
reforms that lower drug prices. Americans can't
The third
wait
one.
any longer.
Nope. Next one to the right.
All in a short period of time, and being the Bush family, you had to grieve in public.
Yeah.
As public families do. What did that outpouring of public
It was phenomenal.
support mean to you?
It meant a lot. It meant a lot to all of our family. In fact, it helped us. I still miss my dad. Every day I think of my mom or dad, and just kind of it just comes into our lives. And people that have had similar kind
Their
of experience.
faces look like they were superimposed to the Kennedy assassination.
It is, but they didn't leave anything on the playing field. I mean, they've lived a full life, and we celebrated their lives during those 4 days when when the nation pressed the pause button. And what was interesting was all of the stories that came out that I never heard. And there are hundreds of stories that I've heard about just simple acts of, generosity and kindness that really, more than anything else, defined my dad.
At the funeral, your brother made this very moving eulogy, and he broke down at the end. And I noted that when he went back to his seat, you reached over Laura, and you kind of nudged him, and you said something, and you smiled. What was it that you said to him?
I think I said, you fumbled on the 2-yard line, but you recovered and scored. But it was very moving. And so the whole thing was great. And the point, why there was so much interest in this is there was kind of a
Is this it, Timmy?
consensus. This was a bygone era. This was the end
I
of an
want to
era.
ask about that.
And that's
yeah.
wrong.
Are we watching the right
That is
thing?
totally,
I just want to make sure.
I hope so.
We're so
I wish you would have
self-absorbed.
said something.
What am I
Culture.
gotta,
But that's it about the funeral. I mean, that's
Isn't
all
just
you really need to
Oh,
know.
well,
Life
was I not
doesn't
supposed
need-
to
there's-
watch him
there's-
give the reasons? And we're just looking at the
Yeah,
pictures.
we just
and-
had that. He just gave it.
Yeah.
Oh,
But we were talking about conspiracy theory and alcoholism.
what do 3
and
stars mean? Oh, maybe it had to do with the. No, I don't know why. Maybe I shouldn't pay attention to the chat room as much as I do. I apologize.
yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I
Timmy's
wasn't sure. Like
Timmy's drinking some beers.
this is one of those the stories that I wasn't paying attention to. So luckily I have a friend in my life who keeps an eye on all the kind of libertarian, conservative, and otherwise goings on around the nation, and I get sent through I don't know, social media plus text plus email plus kind of bulletins of what's happening out there now. That might mean that my bias is starting to match hers and she's going to be the husband in this relationship, but that's okay.
Yeah, because
That's
who
how
are
I
you to
keep up
say
on this
no to
stuff.
a strap on. Absolutely not.
Yeah, Chindo is fine.
Yeah.
As
long as little Mando can be
Mando,
involved.
that's right, Mando. I do my best to keep up on what's going on out there, because even on the peripheral, this is the part that stresses me out, is whether I'm directly reading, engaging, or digging into a topic or not, just by news flashes and a little bit on the radio and people, and you walk by and there's CNN, or walk by there's Fox, or I get home and listen to Reuters. When I get home, Reuters tends to be a little not quite so biased one way or the other, I find. Just by general exposure, my brain is always pinging like something's wrong, and I can't get it to stop. I can't drink the Kool-Aid, and I can't not see the hypocrisy, the lies, the propaganda, and the bullshit. I don't specifically even want to. That's the thing. I don't mind bliss. I did bliss. So I did bliss when I turned 40 and Obama's second term. And I remember watching the polls come in and he swept, and I was like, fucking, oh, well, at least I got this great fucking healthcare. Not. I had the best healthcare in the world. You know why? Because I made more than minimum wage. Pretty much my whole life since I was a kid, I made more than minimum wage, so I can afford healthcare for my family that was, comprehensive and didn't have a $10,000 fucking deductible. And
yep.
I barely go to the doctors, except I broke my back, so I got to go do that. And I get scared when I walk in there because it's a specialist. I have a PPO, and so I pay more for it. I go in the specialist. I'm like, I'm expecting like a $45 copay or something. And then they're like, oh, no, there's nothing. You're good. And I'm like, that's a false sense of security, because I'm going to get an EOB in the mail that's going to tell me that I owe $45,000 for going there.
Correct.
And then your part is this, because you haven't exhausted your deductible. December 14th, I didn't go to the doctor. I just had a couple refills for my I had groin injury, stuff like that. I had some emergency care that I haven't seen the EOBs for that yet either. But I have good insurance. And I'm going to have to pay $10,000 for having used something that I didn't, what? Why did I pay $10,000 for coverage?
I'll never forget the day at McDonald's when they announced we are taking the Cadillac plan out.
Yep.
So that way you still get profit sharing.
Yep.
And that was the last day that I had good insurance.
Yep.
I mean, what I considered good insurance.
Right. Like
where you go to your doctor, it's a $20
premium and 10,000 deductibles.
Right. There was no deductibles. There was, the HMO was, you just had to be within your network.
Right.
And that was it. And I mean, it was very, very little deductible. I mean, I think an emergency room was probably $50 back then.
$50, not 200, not 200, $250.
Yeah. Not to mention whatever they do to you in the emergency room, you're going to have to pay anyway because you're deductible.
Right. We're going to do an x-ray. Like, no, it's okay. That's cool. No, we think
Do
you
you
broke
have a
your
candle?
back.
You have a candle you can put behind me.
Right. So look, I have a broken, my it's called a pars fracture. The vertebrae in my L4 is snapped from a impact fall fight. And then my L4, L5, S1 are herniated, and then my back literally goes click if I twist, click, because the vertebrae are setting on each other. Click, audible. You can hear it. I always think it's just my head. My kid's like, "Oh, did that hurt?" Yeah. Did you hear that noise? They're like, "Yeah, it sounded like bones cracking on each other." I'm like, "Yeah." So I go in. I'm pretty sure I have a broken back, and I'm like, I don't want the X-rays. Like, well, we got to do the X-rays, and then we can do MRI after you do some physical therapy.
And there's my copay.
I don't want an MRI either. I don't care. It just goes crack. It hurts a lot. I'm in pain constantly. I walk. I think I'm 5'8", even though I'm 6'1", because I walk hunched over.
Right.
Because it hurts so fucking bad. I feel like I'm being pulled into the center of the earth all the time.
And you worked every day of your life, and this is now
right
what you get.
This is what I get. Your alimony, your child support, you can barely pay your bills. You actually might qualify at this point, even though on your W-2 it looks like you're making a good salary.
Right.
You're the best ever in your life. Even though all that, let's cut half out, let's do this. And now if you want to have insurance and you're injured, then you have to decide, do you pay your electric bill and your rent, or do you pay installments on your MRI to find out that your back is broken? Because we saw it in the X-ray, and you want surgery? That's next. Well, we'll do that next year. Wait, why next year? I went on December 14th. Oh, we got to roll this shit over to a new calendar year, and I got to pay another $10,000 that I don't have.
Yep.
Good news though, because of you guys, I'm about to get $100 for the last 5 months of work.
Woo, woo, woo.
I got to write checks to everybody. But I'm not upset about you fucking leeches. I mean, I just feed off of me. It's fine. I'm just kidding. It's fine. My misery, it makes you feel better about yourself. That's fine.
That's why we're here.
We like watching the fat guy with a beard just talk out of his ass because we're not that.
Which one?
They're funny. We just keep waiting for the stormtroopers to kick their door down and drag them out by their heads. These guys might get an audience someday, and that could be dangerous.
Ooh, they wouldn't want that.
God.
No, they wouldn't want that.
Don't trust politicians, period. That's it.
No,
don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hate the leftist Marxist bullshit. I hate it. It's stupid. It's stupid. If you want to go over the history of it, I'll go over the history of racism and culturalism and how it's just to spend money, make themselves rich on your work, and they don't give a fucking shit about you. And that's a fact.
Yeah, they don't solve the problem. Think of the billions of dollars LA County has put into the homelessness, and all it's done has gotten worse.
Oh yeah, put all this money into the homeless in LA, and then still have a moratorium on new building in a state that during that 15-year period almost doubled in size, but no more buildings. So make sure the cost of real estate goes up. So your 1,600 square foot house costs $1 million.
Yep.
My parents sold the house that I grew up in, Santee, California. They bought it for 90 grand in 1980. They sold it for 465,000, which was 30 grand under market in 2007 when they retired and moved out of there. He sold it under market just to get it done fast. He could have sold it at like right under 500 at that point. Since that time, and now that's been a handful of years, right? It has been bought and sold 7 times. It's gone up, it's crashed 300, 200, 280, back up 4, 5, 6, boom, boom. Families have come and gone out of that house 7 times. They were in it for 25 years. There was one owner for 2 years before that. It was built in 1978. 7 times, because that's the economy and that's the government bullshit. That's what they do. Yep. Freddie and Fannie. Let's have asshole politicians deciding how banks should loan money to you. What fucking politician is that decision maker? Why do they do that? Because it sounds good. It's posturing. Oh, affordable housing. We want affordable housing. You don't give a fuck. You're going to be an inside trader. You're going to make a shit ton of money, like Randy Duke Cunningham, congressman from San Diego, who was the inspiration for Maverick on Top Gun. He was a Top Gun pilot. He was that guy. Randy Duke Cunningham, after being a pilot, decides to get into local politics because, he's got some fame. He's associated with Tom Cruise. He uses the law of eminent domain. If you know eminent domain, you know what that's for.
Yeah, well, if you want to build a highway, and the best way for the highway to go is through your backyard, your backyard is now owned by the government.
Right. So here's what he did, and here's what they do. So illegal search and seizure, is that 4th Amendment? Right, you be free, be in your property, you're safe in your property and your whatever the fuck the language is, your stuff. Basically, the government can't take your stuff from you. There has to be due process, probable cause. There has to be a reason. They can't just come take your stuff. You are safe to have stuff. So how do you get around what is called, a constitutional amendment? You come up with things like eminent domain. So eminent domain doesn't actually state that it has to be for the good of something like interstate travel or highway or like the public.
It could be an airport, it could be a water tower, it could be
whatever the fuck.
Electrical lines. Electrical lines is a big one.
They can declare whatever they want to say it is, and then there you go. So what he did and what they do, and you can track it in the United States anywhere where they've done it, is they come out and they go, hi everyone, we're the federal government, and we're thinking about we're gonna put something through here, and we're gonna, all these houses with eminent domain. So y'all gonna have to, not now, like in 2-3 years, like don't get scared. We have time. And as soon as they make that announcement, the housing prices right there crash.
Right.
Just by making the announcement, they destroy the value of your home. They say, now you have 2 years to get out. And they say, I can't sell it. I owe X amount of dollars. As soon as you said my house is going to disappear, no one's going to buy it. And they're like, yeah, well, fair market value. You just sell it for whatever you can. File for bankruptcy. It's fine, but we're taking your house. So then as that area crashes, then they send investors in and they buy up these houses cheap as fuck. Now they have the property. They buy up the houses before the government has executed eminent domain. They bought it really, really cheap. They know what the deadline is. Now they push eminent domain deadline out. They say, you know what? Now we're not going to do it right now. We're probably doing like 10 years.
Right.
And then prices go back up.
Right.
And they go, 2 years later, never mind. We're going to go ahead and do it. And they sell it before they announce it, and before they tank the market in that area. They make profit. They make ton of money doing shit like that. Because if you can come in and say these 60,000 homes are now valueless, and I'm going to buy it low, and I'm going to sell it when it goes back up, then I'm out.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. I'm going to penalize the next person. To them, it doesn't matter. They've already been reelected every 2 or 4 years, right?
Right.
They got reelected. They are now rich. One person, the Crypt Keeper woman, what's her name?
Pelosi.
Speaker of the House, Pelosi. Her husband didn't, well, maybe her husband worked. He was making like $60,000 a year. She got a job in the Senate, and she was making, well, she's been in there for a long time now, but let's say now she's making $250,000 a year. That's about $180,000 a year, right? I think the president makes like $465 or something like that. How is it that in 15 years that she has made $100 million?
Right.
He doesn't work. How did she make $100 million? And she brags about it. So she was being somebody put her on the spot because she was up, flapping her fucking ugly. I hate her. She's flapping her jaw and popping her dentures and trying not to have tears roll out of the side because she's actually been dead for 2 years. And somebody asked about insider trading because they're like,
you froze in that position too. The Twitch cast. Oh, there he is. You were frozen for a while.
Oh, weird.
Well, maybe it was me because coming. Oh no, it came across your screen. It said your internet is unstable.
Mine is.
That's what it said across your screen.
Oh.
So maybe we should change the topic.
Yeah, see what happens. Hey, I've got a direct switch under my desk that is running Gigablast through 6 ports or 10 ports, 10 gigs. I got a gig solid straight to this box. Why would that happen?
I don't know.
So the reporter calls her out, and he's like, basically, you're privy to information that other people aren't before it happens. And yet we know that you're making all this money on investments that are related to those decisions. How do you speak to that? I thought she was going to have a stroke. She's been in some precarious situations. She popped her dentures. I thought they were going to fall out of her fucking mouth, and I would have laughed because I hate her. Anybody else I would hate for your teeth to fall out. Her, I would laugh. They clacked so loud in her mouth. I thought she was going to either that or she's going to choke on them, which either way would be fine. Can you tell I have an opinion? Just I don't like her as a person. So she starts, mealy mouthing, talking about trying to avoid the question.
We did get a request from the chat room to have our screens blown up again, and since nothing's playing in the background.
What happened? Oh, I didn't know I was still sharing.
Yeah.
I'll just shut that off.
There we go. I don't know why the hell you'd want, Timmy. I don't know why you'd want to see us bigger, but go ahead. So what was her response after her dentures regripped to the polygrip?
Stroke. She's like, well, that's preposterous. We don't, there's none of that going on. We're not benefiting on the backs of the, and then before she walks away, she's like, but it is a free market and everyone should have the right to participate in a free market. The last thing, like her handlers didn't have that thing in her ear and that shot collar around her dick. So they couldn't get her to back away from the mic fast enough. And she said, well, it is a free market and everyone should participate in the free market.
Well, the sad fact is she said that.
Yes.
And there's no investigation.
None. Zero. We've been digging into fucking file folders in Russia.
I was in the commodities market when Clinton got her inside information.
Yeah.
And made the money. And all the guys that I knew that were brokers were like, oh, these guys, it happens all the time with politicians, man.
All day.
All the time with politicians because they have the inside track to all that information.
All of it. They're literally the influencers. If government contracts, government bids, if you are ahead of trillions of dollars of money that's never going to have to be paid back, and it doesn't matter, what bills are paying what, what's been put aside, and that is Ooh, Rand
If
Paul.
your average person did that, they'd call it insider trading and they'd go to jail, like
Yeah.
that poor lady that makes all the food.
Yeah, Martha Stewart.
That's right.
She sold like 150 stock, and
Yeah.
before it got dumped, she dumped some stock, and she had to go to prison. And then everybody else is like, well, free market, we should all participate. You're the market. You're the
Have you ever
biggest
seen somebody
paycheck.
recover better career-wise and expand her audience after she went to prison?
Martha Stewart.
Once they found out she was friends with Snoop and she smokes weed with Snoop, a whole new group of people. She still has her signature collections and stuff like that.
Yep.
She
They
has
never
her
took her shit out of Walmart. They never took her shit out anywhere.
Nobody has recovered better.
Right.
Ever from going to prison and then coming out and just expanding everything. It's amazing.
Paula Dean. Remember Paula Dean from the Food Network? Paula Dean, she's the white haired butter cooking lady. She there was something, I don't know, off color or whatever. That's probably an inappropriate way to explain that these days, but she had like jockeys, like the little jockey statues,
right,
which have historically been black. She had something like that in the decor for some party she was doing, because it was relevant to the Southern theme. Y'all got them on your front yard. So this was before everything went crazy woke, and she got canceled. And they're like, she says the N-word all the time. And she's like, no, I don't. Well, she's got an N-word on her on her table.
She recovered. Paula Dean recovered, but nowhere.
Not the same though, because she was coming up. She was a powerhouse. People loving her. She's sweet. She's funny. She's goofy. She's Southern. And here's the thing, man. People have said things and used words that were offensive at the time and continue to be offensive now. And I don't know why everyone acts like it's a shock. And everyone lies like it's never happened. To me, it's ridiculous. But why is it that anybody gets to decide that someone should lose their ability to make a living over any words that you say? Who cares? Like, well, it's hate speech. Who defines hate speech? It's the lowest common denominator are deciding what hate speech is. You want First Amendment, and you want people not hiding what they're thinking.
Threatening death should be the only kind of hate speech.
Even threatening death, who cares? I mean, you don't want it on a, you don't want it.
Well, I mean, it is. Isn't that battery?
Well, assault.
Or is that assault?
Assault
No, it's
is
battery.
Battery is actually physical contact.
Oh, well, then
everyone says assault. The assault is actually just it could be considered
verbal assault.
Considered both, yeah. Assault is if someone feels threatened or you are intentionally threatening somebody. That's assault too.
Yeah. So,
but even that being said, who cares if somebody says, "Oh, I'm gonna effing whatever, kill you, whatever." Is that actually assault? How many times in your life have you been pissed off at somebody and you say something like that? You don't mean it. You're just mad in the moment.
Right.
And then we back up, and then you got to deal with snowflake microaggressions. Oh, your eye twitch. It made me uncomfortable. Fuck you. Like, fuck you. I have a twitchy eye, and I don't like people who look like you. Just if you think everything got dialed back to be so incredibly sensitive that things that didn't matter before, because they don't. People use words to express themselves, and you share thoughts and ideas by expressing yourself. And the promise that it's not going to upset you is not a promise that ever existed in the Constitution. It's the exact opposite. Is that you won't oppress people's speech because you don't have the right to do it. Communities and countries and humans need the ability to come together and share their ideas, even if they're ridiculous, even if they are absolutely absurd, even the stupid woke shit that I find disgusting and a waste of fucking time. You should be able to come together and say, I think your woke shit is fucking disgusting and a waste of time. Shut up. But here's the thing. If the people around me start to recognize that I'm absurd or offensive or whatever the case, to the point where it's starting to affect, they'll shut me down. Just like anybody else. You want the crazy person, you want the crazy crowd, come at me. Tell me what you think about me. You call me names, call me whatever. That's fine. Let's work it out. Violence is violence. Assault is actually, if you're attacking somebody physically, hurting them physically, that makes sense. There's a reason why that's considered a crime. Using words, it's just fucking words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, unless I can find a reason to take your job and take everything away from you and punish you to the full extent that I will get so many likes and everybody will see that I'm a virtue signaling piece of shit. Where's my tutu? It's dumb. It's just noise. And here's the thing about noise. Remember, consumerism started post World War II. We knew the aliens had landed because the bombs had woke them up and got their attention. We knew all that should happen. Contact had been made, and they're like, "Oh no!" People lose their sense of being in this universe, and they find out that it's not just one God protecting them all. Even though we know the whole world doesn't think the same way anyway, but they just act like their other people's religions are not right and they're just mistaken. God forbid if you lift that veil and reality sets in, and then you find out you're not alone in the universe, you're not special, you are hurtling towards your death, you're going to die soon, and it all means nothing.
Self-help show.
Check it out. Then how do you keep people from just not imploding? At that point, consumerism. Give them something to aim for. Give them something to do. Give them something to buy, something to earn. Because what was existence before that? Make it through the day.
Work.
Yeah. Add to the community somehow. Get some food so you don't die. Feed your kids so they don't die.
On Sundays.
Because most of your kids are going to die. You go back 100 years, 150 years, your kids were going to die. Half of them. So what did you do? You did some work. You got some food. Hopefully your kids didn't die. That was life. What happens when all of us, when you have perspective? What happens when you have an opinion? Opinions are bad. What happens if you have questions? How do you control it at that point? The evolution of the world, and remember, we're evolved. There's a lot of the world is evolved. There's still completely back-assward countries that are still doing the same thing that we did 150 years ago. Then you say third world countries, second world countries. No one ever says that. Where are they? Just even as a species, we haven't evolved that way yet. Doesn't it seem crazy to you that, so let's say 2/3, no, not even 2/3 population wise, let's say, or maybe 2/3 of the world has evolved, has technology, has all these things, all these distractions, all this noise. You still have 1/3 of the population of humans on this earth have no idea about the shit that we're even talking about right now.
Right.
And they never will. They'll never read it somewhere. They have no inclination. They know the sun comes up. They do the thing, take care of their lives. Sun goes down. They eat, they have sex, play by the fire, hope their kids don't die. Eventually, that just repeats like it has for millennia. How important is this shit that we're even talking about right now, if you think about it?
In the grand scheme of life, 0. For you to survive, 0.
Right.
But because we have the comforts, because of consumerism, it's very important.
It's very important.
Because it's going to affect where I buy my next television.
Crazy, right?
Uh-huh.
What are we fighting for? We say like we're fighting for, truth, justice, and the American way. We're fighting for America. We're fighting for tradition. We're fighting for freedom, democracy. If you didn't know, you didn't have any exposure to any of the noise, what the fuck would you be fighting for?
Right.
And aren't we just fighting for the things they tell us that we should fight for? And that's why they keep telling us all the things that we have to be concerned about. The things that frustrate me are things that somebody told me I should be frustrated about.
Right. It's not from your actual experience. It's nothing that affected your life at all. It's but can you believe this is going to happen? Can you believe this is a law?
Right.
Can you believe? Yeah, you're right. That's a really good point. It's a very good point.
What's actually, this is my question, and I don't know what I believe about reality or anything at this point. Is there something otherwise going on? Kind of like the Truman Show. Who's watching us?
Right.
What's going on?
The Matrix, right.
What puppet why am I playing this puppet? What's the character that they've created for me? What is there something else? It's my role. We all have these defined roles. They need mouthpieces. They need people like me and John who come on and we'll discuss and talk about these things because it makes the Matrix or whatever call. I'm not even calling it the Matrix.
Feeds it.
It makes the reality a little more interesting. It gives some energy to it, right? It gives some excitement. It gives some.
It's really no
palpable
threat
tension.
to it. It's no threat to it. It's just a little bit. It makes you go,
Why do people like us and like you guys too? Like you wake up in the morning, you go like, what? Well, here I go. This is my routine. This is what I do. I wake up and I go pee, and then it was just like you all do. And then if you got animals, you tend to your animals. If you got check your phone, check your fucking computer, check your agenda for the day. Where do you got to be? Why? You think about work for a second, watch TV for a little bit, watch the news, whatever you do. Your routine. You do it every fucking day. And then because that's not fulfilling enough, now you have to concern yourself with the universe and what's going on with that. Some of us. So, some are lucky enough to just smoke a doob, jerk off, go to sleep. They don't care. Do whatever you want with me. Doesn't matter. And I think like if I'm watching these ants do this dance that we do, they're probably thinking like, why can't we get this like third of ants to ever, like they never march. They don't march. How can we have this colony and these ants and they never march? They're a pain in the ass ants. It's like we haven't figured it out yet. How do we? These guys all march. Hey, march! Like march. They go look, watch. Hey, go left. They go left. Get shots. Get shots. They don't care. We can't scare these fuckers into ever complying. And they're like, what do you suppose we try today?
Right.
What do we do to pattern interrupt and try and fuck with them?
Right.
There's ants that live over there. They don't matter. They don't do anything interesting. At least we can piss off this bunch. Let's see what we can do with them.
Right. That's interesting though, and I think so. I guess the devil's advocate that I am. So who's in the right? Is it the guy that jerks off, smokes doobie because really nothing that we're talking about right now really is going to affect his life?
Or doesn't resonate with most people.
Who's lunatics like us that are like, you're not going to let that happen, are you?
Right.
Oh my God. How could you let that happen? Now, the fact that Kamala Harris said what she said, does it affect that guy at all? It doesn't.
Right.
Not at all. Probably didn't even know she said it.
There's this like we're the industrious ones, so they need us. They're like they're the ants that do the hardest work, or they do the work that's more complex, whatever it might be. They're the ants who, and when there's a new ant hill that needs to be built, they manage all the other ants and get them to go do it. So you need them. It's like it's a necessary evil. You got to have them. But God, they're a pain in the ass. But yeah, but you're not going to get one of these other worker ants to think like they don't think. They just do.
Right.
So the thinkers get in the way. So let's just give them different shit to think about.
Right.
They start getting close to something. Like, they have an idea. You see the guy start talking about the Matrix and like, ooh, someone's watching us. We're gonna have to throw something else out there, because what happens is we're a symbiotic organism. Those of us who question and go, what the fuck? We're all linked somehow. It's we through media, the whispers come through and we get a vibe and we all pay attention at the same time, which is weird because I don't talk to John during the week.
Nope.
We get on and I'm like, did you see? I fuck. I'm not looking at it. I'm not waiting for it. I don't even put the news on. And I'm like, I don't even know how I knew that.
Right.
But together we're sharing a brain, and we're like, yeah, oh, I saw that part too. And I'm like, between shows, I do the routine I just told you. Yeah, it's a routine. I'm literally not sitting here digging into shit. I'm trying to build websites. I'm trying to monetize something. I'm looking at, pornography, whatever. Hanging out, friends. I don't have any friends, just John. But
and he won't go anywhere. So I
have a broken
hold on, because he's got a broken back.
I have a broken back. I don't know if you guys knew that.
It would be fun though. Click, click, click.
Click. Oh, you want to go play bocce? I'm like, that's a horrible idea. I know I can't bend over and roll something. I can barely get my pants on. I'm not exaggerating.
That's why we had to look at his rat for the first 20 minutes of the show.
I had a rat in my house. It's now in a cage as my friend.
Wow.
I can hear one. There's one.
Please send friends ASAP, please.
Like,
and I mean real friends, not on the internet friends, real friends.
I wonder what his house smells like. It smells fine. But rats got in my house. I'm like, I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna adopt him. I need a friend. My dog and cat just
call
died.
him George, and I'm gonna love him and stroke him.
My dog and my cat just died in like last 2 months. I lost my fucking pets I had for 17 years. So I'm like,
at least you're getting smaller and more compact as you go down.
That's my chair.
That's horrible. Aw, Timmy says hi, friend.
What's up, buddy?
And do you know
would
who
you guys
Timmy
be
is?
shocked?
Because I don't have a clue.
No, he's Timmy. That's all I know.
Okay.
I don't know if I know him personally. Timmy, do I know you personally? Do I know you outside of this? That'd be crazy. He's like, yes, I'm the CEO of your company. You're fired.
I'm one of the neighbors you apologized to on that the period of your life.
Oh, you're not the one that I was joking about roofing, right? She's a real person. She's very nice.
He said, nope.
She moved into the place I used to live in, and then she couldn't figure out why she wanted to talk to me. I didn't engage with her for like 3 months, and I finally stopped and I talked to her, and she's a very cute girl. And she stopped and she was like, you seem so familiar. And I could tell she had like these like little hearts ding in her eyes. And I was like, oh, she's got a little crush on me. This is cute. And I was like, that's weird. I probably when I moved out and I promised I would, clean and sanitize everything, I may have left the smell of Drakkar. Dove soap, whatever. The combination of things that my children says smells like dad, which is kind of a tobacco, mahogany, like that. I smell like tobacco, leather, and whiskey. I smell kind of sweet and manly, musky, my kid said. So I purposely didn't clean the walls. I cleaned the floors, and as I'm leaving, this was because I'm evil. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm evil. And I like psychology. I like physiology. It's fun. When I leave with my kids, I'm like, hey, help me throw away the last couple of things. We'll go to the house up front. This one. I said, whoever moves in here, I said, I heard is female. Maybe a school teacher, recently single. So that'll be cool. The guy said, yeah, she's probably a 6, maybe a 7. Perfect. I take 2 5s. So I said, whoever she is, guys, I said, this is my experiment. I'm leaving my pheromones behind. They are there. Oh, they are there. The debauchery. I didn't say that to my kids, the debauchery, but the things that happen in the room where she's going to be living. She's gonna smell me, and she's not gonna know she's smelling me because it's very faint. You're not gonna know. It's gonna come to feel like home at some point. You're gonna be like, this is what home smells like. They're like, well, that's what we feel like when we come to your house. We're like, it smells like home, it smells like dad. I'm like, yeah, she doesn't know that I'm about to be the smell of her home, daddy. So let's see what happens when we finally meet. I'm gonna give her a bro hug just to get up kind of close. Like, hey, it's good to meet you. Like one of those shoulder hugs. Like, hey, what's up? Got some of
Timmy
your
said
mail.
he lost his dog 2 days ago.
Oh, Timmy, that sucks, buddy.
Yeah. He didn't think of catching rats for friends though, so
Yeah.
he's not at your level yet.
Yeah, it happens
He
though.
hasn't reached that moment yet.
I have one I bought at the store. She's in a bird cage over there. This one I found in my house. Come here, Timmy. I named him Timmy. I named
Did
my
you
rat.
really?
Fucking, I named the rat Timothy. I swear to God. I made a little video, dude. That's hilarious. I was.
That is outstanding. Timmy, you're in his brain, dude. You're in his brain.
Oh my God.
That is too funny. Oh.
Hold on. Yeah. I gotta find the little video. This is hilarious. I took a video of me or made a montage.
Are you teaching the rat how to do karate?
No, like my son has a rat and he was not bonding with it. He's like, it's still skittish. I said, well, you have to act like a parent, basically.
Yeah, you have to pick it up constantly.
You have to pick it up, and if you pick it up and hang it by the scruff of its neck, it'll go into submission mode, and then if you snuggle with a little bit in that mode, it will
And
it'll
if you
bond.
and the good thing about a rat is the chloroform. You only need a rag like
just a
this
tiny bit,
small, and you just go, does this smell like chloroform to you? And he goes, squeak, squeak, and that's the last thing the rat remembers.
Yeah, it's easy. You don't even have to knock them out.
That's how you hear him fart, though.
Oh,
He didn't used to have ass cheeks.
Let me see if I can get my phone to pair with this. Oh. La, 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 la. Okay, let's unpair it.
Well, we appreciate the love, Timothy. Thank you.
Yeah,
Timmy.
Timmy. Look,
Sorry, Timmy. You got me thinking Timothy for the new friend.
That's funny, dude. I came up with it after I took some pictures this morning and I sent it off, and I said, I just put a caption on it. I said, I will call him Timothy.
Wow.
Oh, ouch. My back just went click. Okay.
Timmy, you got to spread the word about the show for sure.
Yeah. Who else is watching?
Right now, I only see Nicole and Timmy.
Oh, Nicole, what are you doing? You and Timmy say hi to each other?
She said sorry about your dog, Timmy, which was nice because Nicole's nice like that. Apparently, she's drinking a little tonight because I corrected her on a chat that she put that she shouldn't have put, and she goes, "You should have told me that when I wasn't 4 beers in." So she is. She said the name of a company she shouldn't have said. That's why I explained to her in the text message. So,
hey, can I make you the host real quick?
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
I think I just give you control. Somebody might be popping in. I don't know. Rebecca's phone died. When did she send me that? I'm probably ignoring her. Oh, like hour and a half ago. Sorry, honey bunny. I mean to be a dick. Yeah, let me pee real quick, and then you don't leave Timmy. Okay, let's see if somebody pops in real quick. Where do I find you? Actually, you don't have to approve anything. So if someone comes in, just ask him who the fuck he is. So I just sent the link out. So
will I know this person?
No, somebody from West Coast.
Oh.
Ghosts of Christmases Past. Somebody who knew me a long time ago. Back when I was a bloviating idiot. Oh, like now.
Go pee.
Excuse me. May I use the bathroom, please?
Well, I'll, you know what? Timmy did ask a great question, or at least he brought up a topic of inflation. And what do I think about? I think it said, "What do you think about inflation?"
It's the invisible tax.
Oh, where did it go? Oh, what are your thoughts on the inflation now? Well, when the U.S. government prints a couple of $1 billion and puts a couple of $1 trillion, excuse me, and puts it into the economy, it falsely pulls it up and your dollar is going to be less, and it sucks. It all stemmed from when the first pipeline went down. Gas prices started to go up. Then with paying people to not work, and then all the supplemental payments that we got from the federal government, whether you had a job or you didn't. The dollar's just not worth anything like it was. It's pretty sad because, less than a year ago, we were doing pretty good in that department for sure. But it's gotta hope that, things will start becoming more right, next year, at the end of next year. But I don't know. It doesn't look good. It definitely doesn't look good. Any other topics you guys want to talk about this evening? And Nicole, don't worry. Oh, Timmy's from the Great White North. Look. You guys were a lot. Your lockdown rules and stuff was much more harsh there than it was here, for sure. I mean, you guys were arresting priests and shit. I don't think we did that in this country. But yeah, no, I mean, in the thousands of jobs that pipeline, hurt.
I know inflation.
What's the matter?
I know inflation.
You know inflation? Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I kind of just covered it, but all right.
Ooh.
Well,
I bet
when Jeff comes back, he's going to explain how John was incorrect while John's peeing. That's how that's going to work.
No, John was not incorrect. John, actually, you had really good sound examples as the things that influence it. I don't talk like I'm knowledgeable about things ever, so this might be shocking, but I have been training people in finance. So, what causes inflation? Jobs, right? Gross domestic product. So GDP is the thing. It's impacted by where are you going to put your money? Where are you going to create revenue? Cost of goods and services all come from the things that John was talking about. You start making big changes to people's ability to make a living, and then you're not producing goods and services as a country because of this at the same level. Then if you're not producing, that means that you're also not then selling. So if the cost of goods go up, then the buying power of your dollar goes down. So as your buying power of your dollar decreases, that's what inflation is. It's the difference between the two. So GDP, if you keep an eye on it, you can see what were we doing in the previous 4 years that kept inflation at 1.7%. The average is about 3% per year is considered realistic and what to plan for. Think about that. 3% inflation over time means each year you go down by 3%. So if you're at $1, your dollar is worth 97 cents next year. That's the value of your dollar. That's how much buying power it has. Whatever cost $1 last year, it's going to cost more to get it this time. Your dollar decreases. Now take 3% off of 97. It's a bigger number. I mean, it's a smaller impact, rolls up fast over time. You're going to go, inflation will go up and down, 1.5, 1.2, 4, 4.5. But you're cruising around at 3%. This is why when you, if you work for a corporation and they do annual merit raises, your annual merit raises are evaluated usually based on an average of a 3% increase across the board. That's often what they look at. They're looking at an aggregate. So if you're going to take your staff, you have a staff of 100 people, you're going to get somebody's going to get a 20% raise. Some people are going to get a 0% raise because their salary and performance are equal. And you're shooting for a 3%. If you can show 3% across the board across your staff, then you're making them know they're not better off as a whole, but they're not worse off for sure. That's how you retain employees. You make sure it doesn't hurt to come back to your employee. If you don't get a raise, or you're not in a position that can earn some sort of bonus where your effort will then pay you more money, then you'll feel that sting over time. So if you're stuck at a salary cap, you, after about 5 years at a cap salary, unless you went into that salary at 85 grand or higher, which is about the break point with human beings, at 85% or 85,000 a year as an individual, you don't hear a lot of complaints. That's solid. Yeah, the median income in the United States is $37,000 a year. Not just per person, per household. 37. So what's the buying power of your $37,000? You have a limited amount of things you can purchase, but it's often enough for your apartment, for your Game Boy, or your game system, some decent weed, and some Jergens lotion.
One of the comments he made to follow up with this, because it goes right into what you're talking about, is they're talking about paying everybody in Canada $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
For basic income.
Yeah, universal basic income. Horrible idea.
Yeah, it basically is communism, and the theory behind it. You're still going to have the same people in the same positions you have now, except that the ones that are teetering on being lazy will fall to the lazy side.
Yep.
It's a terrible idea.
Yep.
I'm sorry. That's one of the things that made America great, or I guess made, because it's kind of looking ugly, but you can be from any background. You can be from any social situation, any economic, and with hard work, you can become very comfortable and sometimes wealthy. I wear a lot of pest control hats on my head, different companies. I know some of these people that are in the middle of nowhere, no education, but work unbelievably hard. Now their companies are worth millions of dollars. They came from nothing. Their parents were on welfare. So I really think that pest control is one of the few bastions of capitalism. With hard work, you can achieve it. And if you're going to give everybody $2,000 a month, what is the incentive of that guy or gal to work hard? There's no incentive. Everybody's getting the same amount. What's the incentive? And you still have that in this country, especially in the Midwest. We really have that that work ethic that we don't have really on the East and the West Coasts, unfortunately.
So here's I pose a question to kind of go with this, John. If the checks that were getting sent out during COVID, right? The relief, right? Or universal basic income, or the fact that unemployment was an additional $600 or $800 a month on top, right? You can make
no, $600 a check
a week, right? So it was $282 was suddenly it was the cap, and now it's all of a sudden you're making like I can do the math, 800, yeah, almost $900
no taxes
a week,
on it.
a week.
Yeah.
We couldn't hire shit. Nobody wanted to work. They were literally like, oh wait, we're waiting for to see if that my unemployment is still going to be this high.
Right.
And people were choosing not to work because it made more sense to not work. And that's not even about pride. If you think about it, if it's you and your spouse, or your spouse and a couple kids, and you're living in a 2-bedroom apartment, and the government says, I'll give you enough money that you can also get a car as long as you got our money, or you can also, right, you can upgrade. What do you want to do? Do you want to live in this 2-bedroom apartment with your family of 4, or with our help, do you want to move on up? Now, look, you can still work 20 hours a week at the bar doing what you're doing. That's fine. You can make as long as you don't work more than 20 hours a week. That's fine. You can make that money plus you can make our money, and that's fine. That's what we want for you.
Right.
So, like, what does that create? It's not if we take pride out of it and we take the human condition of like needing to have a cause and needing to have something that you believe in and fight for, which is an important part of not being depressed. It's an important part of feeling like you belong to something.
Right.
If you take the psychological aspect out of it alone and you look at what I would think like would be the obvious intended consequence of said actions by a government, what we saw in hindsight was we lost 40% of small businesses that were not big corporations, right? Big data, big shopping, right?
All in the stock market.
So if you're going to reduce, if your idea is you need to reduce the amount of mindless occupations and you need to, and not even mindless, let's get rid of the companies that we don't need because they can be then backfilled by these giant corporations that are in our pocket. Then how do you get rid of that and get the people out of the workforce without them telling everybody that they're losing their jobs? You incentivize them just enough. It's just a math problem. You incentivize them enough that they walk away from the job. And then when you shut that business down under the guise of we don't want anyone to get sick, then nobody knows because the fucking tree fell in the forest and no one was around to see it fall. You come out the other side and how do we lose 40% of business? There was no one left except for the owner.
Right.
To cry about it, and the news is not going to show them.
And unemployment right now, we had like a record number of people that quit their jobs last month, right?
Yeah.
The stock market is trading at 36,000. When we were a kid, our parents said there is no way it's going over 10. Ever. Was never going to go over 10. And as businesses got bigger and mom and pop places disappeared, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's where it all comes to the money. It absolutely comes to the money. You know, everything's locked down except you're allowed to go to Walmart or the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go to a restaurant.
Right.
Can't go to a bar. Can't even go to the movie theater or the gym. But you can go to Walmart and you can go to the supermarket.
Right.
Two huge, or you can go to Costco. Costco was open. So that's why, but the stock market's at 36. I hadn't looked at it in a couple days and I'm just like 36,000.
Before 2008, going back to 1896, the average bull market, which is when the market is moving in a positive direction, like a bull charging forward, the average bull market lasted for 48 months before there was a correction. That's 4 years, guys. Okay. 48 months before there was a correction, significant. Now, if you went into a bear market, which is when hibernating, think of the concept, stops moving. A bear market lasted for about 18 months, but it happened about every 4 years. You'd have a correction, 18 months. It would be slow, and then it would pick back up. It's a natural flow of economics. Whether you look at Keynesian economics, you look at it, doesn't matter. Milton. The cycles existed since 1896. 2010, which was the post-08 crash recovery, which was created by the federal government and bailed out by the federal government. 100%. Fannie and Freddie Mac, they're deciding, the federal government, the politicians are deciding who's going to get loans. Hey, we got your back. Don't worry about it. It's money.
Quick
they
plug.
like
The short. Oh shit. The movie The Big Short.
The Big Short.
Oh,
great.
And they explain it in such an elegant manner. And in fact, one part of it has the Australian chick, Margot Robbie, sitting in a bathtub drinking champagne. It's so well done. And this is exactly what Jeff's talking about. And it's entertaining as fuck. It's a really good movie. Really good.
Really good.
You'll be angry.
I didn't think I was gonna like it. And then I was like, oh yeah, I know this now. I'm more mad. But the amazing thing is the guy played by Batman, who
Steve Carell,
who he started seeing that he's just looking at the patterns of the market and go, wait a second. And this guy's like, He's seen what's going to come because the pattern that we were in, he's just looking back over time. Like, here we go. Here you go. Wait. What was this? He's like, no, wait, there's an anomaly. That means, oh no, something's driving this anomaly. Nothing happens on accident.
Correct.
So he's spinning back and he's kind of a savant, like legit. And he's in his head and he's kind of looking at it and going, where's the causal point? Something caused this. Nothing happens for nothing, right? It's not like the moon pulls the tide.
Yeah, that
we know
was Christian Bale's character.
Christian
He's
Bale, yeah.
amazing. Yeah. Carell was the fund manager that worked in the same offices as one of the major companies, and I can't think of what it was. But just his expression talking to the lenders, to the real estate agents, and he's like, well, do you ever get any any loans denied? And they laughed in his face. If you worked it, and it was
I witnessed
all
it.
over the place.
I had 3 loans with no loan documents.
Right.
I had him building houses. I just called and said, dude, how many times do I have to drop this off? You guys going to lose it again? This is starting to piss me off. I've already got 2 other houses going. They're like, no, hold on. Jeff, you got Mr. Dad? Yeah, you know what? We found it, sir. No, we're good. Are you fucking crazy? I lost 2 houses because they were just willing to give me whatever I wanted. I just played the game. Seemed fun. Home equity line of credit. Yeah, I'll take 50 grand.
Yep.
Yeah. Seems fun. Yeah, we had to rent for a few years.
There were times, and it was documented, especially in California. There were people that worked at McDonald's, and they were getting $500,000 loans. I mean, it was absurd.
Yeah.
You know,
and
I really wanted, my dad was alive at the time, and we were talking about it, and I said to him, I want everything to foreclose. And he's like, oh, dude. I said, but it'll be the great reset. It'll actually reset it for real. Right. And then I said, I don't own a house right now. There's nothing wrong with renting. And rent will be really cheap because all these freaking houses are going to be available. And, everybody's credit's going to get, they made this decision.
Right.
I'm sorry. I said, I want everything. I don't want any of the banks to survive. I want everything to, but unfortunately,
everyone got bailed out.
They did. Well, and at the same time, giving $15 to $20 to $50 million bonuses to people that worked at the banks.
Well, yeah, but they had to. That was in their contracts. There was no default in their contracts for the U.S. economy turning to shit and getting bailed out by the government.
And that's that to a different subject. That's the reason why the Postal Service doesn't have to get vaccinated, because it's in their contract. Yeah. And the federal government would have to renegotiate.
Right.
And in a time where
can't do it,
Amazon can't handle, FedEx can't handle it all.
Yep.
Because of all the packages.
Yep.
The Postal Service is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
It's necessary because of all the overflow. For now. It's not going to be necessary in the future. Absolutely not. Just look what Amazon is building, just to use Amazon as an example. The amount of warehouses they are starting to build everywhere. They're going to have extra drivers. Oh, they're everywhere. We now have 2 in the city.
Really? Where's the other one?
One's in Kolb and Valencia.
Mm-hmm.
The other one that's being built is in Marana. And I think it's bigger. And this is Tucson. We're not talking a big city. I mean, if you include
Tucson's a hub though. So
correct. Well, because it's close to the border.
Just like drug distribution, which is why you can get a kilo for
correct
26 grand. That would cost you 50 in New York.
Right.
Yeah, it's a hub for. I mean, Target's been out here forever. Like, there's all these distribution centers that are out in the desert, and you're like, what the fuck?
What was the canning? What was it? Slim Fast was,
and
then it became a canning company.
Yep.
For like dog food and stuff like that.
In
they built this huge Target warehouse there.
Where Rebecca lives,
right next to it.
Where Rebecca lives, she's got like an Alpo factory and like a Dr. Pepper I'm like,
So where the horses go in what
Yeah.
side of the
and
building?
I was like, and I told her it doesn't smell. Like it doesn't smell like there's a
Must be dry food.
so some sort of processing factory in Lemoore, California, where my mother lives, and it smells like sulfur and like smells pretty rank. And yeah, she explained, she said they have filter systems to keep the smell gone. Like you cannot smell anything. I'm like, that's crazy. Like it's like across the railroad tracks is over there. Like you see big old, like looks like a
Right.
smokestack factory with no smoke coming out of it. I was like, that's a dog food processing plant. That's like horses and fucking meat. That she's like, yeah, they had all filters, so no one could smell anything. That's why they're able to do it. Like, that's wild.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But yeah, motherfucker.
Those are great topics though, Timmy. Thank you
Really
very
good.
much so. It's aggravating. It sucks, but it right now. So, we talk about that it doesn't affect us. This kind of stuff does, because my gas prices now, it's my stupid self that has a truck that has a 26-gallon tank.
Right.
It's my fault for doing that, right? But when
It's
I
my
bought the truck, gas prices were just about $2. So
Right.
it wasn't too bad. That's a 50 spot to fill it, right? Now it's $80. I mean, that's a huge difference, man, in a couple of years.
Yeah, my hoopty Kia, which is a default vehicle from my that I bought for my once spouse. She has new cars and stuff because she's living the life. I've got the used car. It's a 2008. It's they were made like for 4 years in Korea to take on the town cars. So it looks like a mix between
like a Jaguar. It looks like a
It looks like a Jaguar. It looks like a Jaguar.
I know what you're talking about. What are they called?
Amante. The Kia Amante.
Amante.
Yeah, Amante. They were like $50,000 back in 2005 to 9, maybe.
Right.
They were made to get into the town cars and into protection vehicles for for government officials. So this thing is built like a fucking tank, which is why I bought it. She didn't want a minivan anymore because the kids were all able to get in and out of the car, kind of, for the most part.
Right.
Like one car seat, I think, or 2 car seats, but boosters. She was like, I want to get back into a car. I'm tired of a minivan. I'm like, Honda Odyssey is a good van. But I liked it. She wanted this fucking sedan. This thing that I still have years later. It's got 200,000 miles on it. Like exactly. Even the mechanic who fixed or replaced the alternator recently was like, "You'll get another 100 grand out of this. 100,000 miles more." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "I'm sure the gas mileage is horrific." I'm like, "Yeah, it's like rated 1822. It's got 265 horsepower with 260 foot-pound of torque."
What do you actually? So it's rated 1822. What do you actually get?
I don't even measure it. I just know it's expensive. It's like it's a 19 gallon tank, and it doesn't last long. And I'm going like 7 miles to work.
Oh, so I get 23 to 25 on mine because it's a 4.6. It's the 4.6 Eco.
Okay.
So
you got Eco Drive. My Honda Civic was,
yeah.
like that.
I mean, it's great. I mean, I get good gas mileage. It's just a bitch to, I'll get like 600 miles out of the freaking tank, but to fill it up is $80. It's a bitch.
I get like 330, 340 max out of this tank. My Honda Civic was, I made it from San Diego to Tucson on 1 tank of gas, and it was a 10 gallon tank. I made it 420 fucking miles in 1 tank, and I had leftovers when I dropped the kids off.
That's awesome.
But then this beast, it's fun. It's a 3.8 liter V6. It's torqued up. I mean, for a V6 to have, it has H-rated tires are mandatory, which means it has to be able to do 165 miles an hour consistently for 15 minutes without the tires blowing out. And I was like, what? I remember the first time I put tires on, it's a sedan. It looks like a little bit like a Mercedes ES 400 and a little bit like a Jaguar. It looks
Yeah,
fancy,
it has that
silver.
look. It definitely has that shape. The Jaguar.
Yeah. But I'm like, I remember I got to put tires on it, and I'm looking at these tires. I'm like, they're like low profile. They're like, yeah, well, your tires gonna cost 400. What? I was like, why 400? Like, these should be like $100 tires. They're just a fucking sedan. Well, actually, that's a deal. This is a discount. These would cost you $900 anywhere else.
Yeah.
H rated. I know Z rated. That sounds cool. I don't know if like H. I had to look it up. I'm like, this car pegs are like 170. Is where I thought that was for looks. It's not. They were made to fucking go fast and get out of the way really quickly. That's why it's got this equal distribution of power to horsepower, because it goes.
I'm glad that I have a Ram 1500 quad cab, so they're a very popular truck. So my tires are the standard, truck tires that most everybody has.
Yeah,
and even good tires. No, I can get 4 even really good brand tires. I can get 4 for like 800. So they're 200 a pop, and it's a truck. It's a hell of a lot more rubber. So
did I say 400? I undersold whatever the fuck it was. It was ridiculous. It was a grand or higher.
A tire?
No, the total was more than a grand.
Because I thought you meant 400 a tire. I'm like, shit, I could get mine good ones for like 210.
Yeah, they were like $285 a tire the first time I got them. I was like, I don't understand, for a fucking family car. Like, well, you can go really fast. And so I'm like, I've gone fast. I bought it because Lisa didn't want to test drive it, so I got in with the dealer and her, and I touched the gas pedal, and with the stability control and everything on, it's like, what? Like it started to go sideways. And then everything caught. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? He goes, yeah, it's quick. So I turned off, bink, 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 the buttons, and turned off onto, we were at Chapman on 22nd.
Right.
And I turned on to 22nd Street, which is like 6 lanes wide, probably. And yeah, I stomped on it and I smoked this fucking car down right through the dealership, like right through the windows, just burning tires. Well, I found out later why he was upset. He said, glad you bought it. Why? I'm not. I'm much more gentle on it now, because it's at that age where things start to fail. Alternator and battery in the middle of nowhere on my birthday weekend winds up costing me $750 to get that shit repaired, because I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Then a rental car for 4 days. Kids are lucky they had Christmas. But it's at that age where you're like, oh man, if I just replace the gaskets, I think we'll be good. The manifold, the manifold pressure switch blew, gave out, and it just stopped running. I'm like, what? So I was like $750. I'm like, all right, I got $1,500 in 3 months into this fucking car. I feel like some shocks and some struts, because those are worn out. Do some valves, maybe put $2,000 into it. I probably go another 100,000 miles. This is that moment where you're like, it's a $5,000 car at this point.
The evil is always better than the evil that you don't know.
Right. You can get somebody else's car under 100,000, 100,000 miles. You're like, the way they build cars now is so different. I mean, what I mean now, go back to the olden days when we were driving 1970s vehicles, when as teenagers, everything was mechanical. You just got a fucking book and you go, oh, how do you replace a flange gasket?
You could actually, even if you didn't know anything about cars,
right,
you could follow instructions.
Right. I rebuilt a carburetor by reading a fucking, one of those Haney fucking books on a Toyota Corolla.
Yep.
There's a lot of parts and I didn't have any left over.
That's always a good sign.
Amazing. Is it because it works?
Always a good sign.
But yeah, you can like everything 100% mechanical. You got a 10 millimeter and an 8 millimeter wrench, a screwdriver, and a hammer, and you're good. It's a little different these days. I'm like, everything's sealed.
Oh, and everything's computerized, and yeah, it's ridiculous.
But I did like this about my my Civic, which I had to give away. It was it's 2018, I think 2017, something like that. He got it as a new car, and because everything is like not only sealed, but then you don't have to get your oil changed every 3,000 miles. That's
Plus
what
you're
you
using synthetic too. So
you're using full synthetic, and it
Yep.
will tell you when the light it goes now. I'm like, I went 6,900 miles, and now it's telling me the oil change. I'm like, this is cool.
right.
This is
No, I mean there are some, there's some good things about it too. Absolutely.
I
So
changed
we
all-
are approaching the 12:36 time. You want to throw some trivia?
yeah, let's do some trivia, and then we'll cut out before. I think I told Zoom 3 hours, so it might hang up on us. Maybe not. We're at 3 hours.
Okay. I think 1 o'clock is a good because
I didn't have dinner, so I'm having a cigarello.
somebody needs to go to bed, and so that way he's not tired when his boss finds out he's doing a podcast at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Just tell him it was Eastern Standard Time. He was mistaken. All right, so I got this for my birthday. I haven't looked at them yet. This is the
40-year-old one.
40th birthday game. It's trivia. So I say, I don't know. I'll take a look at this one real quick and see what it's about. We're not going to throw cards. I'm just going to ask some questions. All right. And then chat, jump in. If you know, you can go.
Yep.
Usually the way the game goes, and I have to explain it because it's just tradition. I will read the question, and then you, name is your buzzer, will say your name. For example, blah, 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 go. You say John. John, and I call him John. Whoever I hear first. John has a chance to answer the question. John?
But if I see you come up on chat first, I will stop and let you answer it in chat. So
Perfect, because there's about a 3-second delay. So that's about as long as nothing.
Oh yeah. Eastern Standard Time wouldn't have been good. He's right. It's the opposite. So you would have been up even earlier.
It's later.
Yeah.
So chat, you can steal, and then you can also play. We'll give you let's do this. This will be fair.
Okay.
I'll ask the question. We'll give it 5 seconds. You're competing against people in chat.
Absolutely.
We'll look at 5. They pop in, they get to go. All right.
That sounds good to me.
All right. If they get it wrong, then we'll steal, and then there we go. The winner at the end gets a what's that thing that Rebecca had today? That
An oral fixation.
Oh, okay. She can do that for you, like directly, like video, so you can save it, or
just without having to pay the normal subscription. Of
yeah, that's right.
A month.
Yeah. So she might say my name, but I'll try to get her to say yours, and then you win that. It'll be her in a.
So if your name is already Jeff, great.
Yeah, you're good to go.
You're not going to spell it the same, but
no,
great.
No. Yeah. So Timmy, if you win, you have.
Oh, you need to hear her say Timmy.
Was it Timmy? I like. You ever had your balls licked? Wait, no, never mind. Stop. Yes, I have.
Timmy, what part of Canada do you live in? That's where he's from. He's from up north.
Right on. I didn't know the signal got all the way there. Huh? We're not on the radio. It's a joke. Cha-cha-cha. What part of Canada? Oh no, you're in a socialist country.
Ontario. Oh, Letterkennyville. All right.
What's that? Oh, I like that show. Oh,
it is the best show on. It just is so good. The writing is so amazing. It just sucks that the episodes are so short and there's so few of them. But it really, it's a comedy, but you give a shit about every single person on the show, whether they're a good guy or a bad guy. It's just the writing's amazing. But Ontario. So Toronto's in Ontario. Hockey Hall of Fame. I've been there, and been to Gretzky's. I don't think that exists anymore.
Yikes.
All right, what are your questions there, buddy?
I'm going over to the beer store. for 2-4 of Canadian.
Do you guys still have Molson Ice? Because that shit was so good. Back when our beer was 3.8, it was like 5.6 or 6.5. Oh, we used to drink that shit like it was cool because lived in New York, so you can get it. But
Can you drop by the LCBO and pick up a Mickey of Canadian Club? Hey,
take off, eh?
Good thing you decked around that mud puddle, eh?
All right, so if you want to get
What are your
free
plans for May
beer,
24?
this is how you get free beer, right? You take a little baby mouse because they're small enough, right? And then you put them in the beer bottle, and then you feed it a little bit so they're bigger, and then you bring it to the brewery and you get free beer. That's how you get free beer.
That's amazing.
Oh, I love that movie so much.
There's a movie? What's it called?
Strange Brew. Bob and Doug McKenzie, or as you kids know it, it's the voices of the mooses in Brother Bear. SCTV, brother. Oh, that was the best.
Take off,
hoser.
I'm spending the weekend up north.
Ooh, look.
Can you pick up a bag of homo?
Oh,
Homo.
oh.
Yeah.
Stop making fun of Canadians.
I'm starving. Let's get a beaver tail. Wendell Clark had a beauty of a shot.
Beauty, eh?
Beauty, eh?
Beauty, eh?
Oh, it's not too far. Just a couple of clicks down the road. They use clicks because they're in the metric system. We tried this in Tucson, Tucson. They tried the metric system.
A boot time.
A boot. It's a boot.
That's good. A boot.
It's a soaker. It's a bush party.
A bush party. Oh God, that's awesome.
They started the metric system part of Tucson area, and when I moved here, I lived in the part that tried it. So it's in kilometers, although like 50 miles down to the border, Mexico.
Yep.
And then it's still there because they never replaced the sign. So you got kilometers.
Yeah, no, on I-19, it's still there all the way down in Nogales. Yep.
Yeah.
It starts actually just south, I think, of Valencia is where it starts on I-10, going on 19 going south.
What's a brush cutter?
I don't know. I would assume a lawnmower.
You ever play Fox and Goose, eh?
All right, stop making fun of our Canadian friends.
I'm not making fun. I'm just it's
our only fan.
It's local vernacular, and I think you would appreciate the fact that I even tried. So I'm just saying.
They use KMs there only on the way to Mexico. That's the only spot that I've seen. Oh, Ajo, that's right. Ajo is. You're right. It's Ajo. Of course, you would freaking know. I'm punch her in the nose. Nicole knows everything.
All right, here's the 40th trivia quiz. Okay. At the age of 40, gangster Al Capone, this is multiple choice, had just been A, implicated for his 200th murder, B, elected mayor of Cicero, Illinois, or C, released from Alcatraz prison. Dun, 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 dun. Go.
Anyone?
I'm gonna check the timing. Just got to see movement in chat. At the age of 40, gangster Al Capone had just been A, implicated in his 200th murder, B, elected mayor of Cicero, Illinois, or C, released from Alcatraz prison.
At 40. John. I'm going to say released from Alcatraz prison.
Ding, ding, ding. That is correct, sir.
Okay.
At the age of 40, Sir Winston Churchill, A, won the Nobel Peace Prize, B, became Secretary of State for War, C, resigned from government to serve in the army.
What year was it? Or what age? Oh,
at the age of 40.
Sorry, I'll get it now.
Suddenly you feel like you haven't accomplished shit.
Right?
The 40th shame game. So at the age of 40, Sir Winston Churchill, did he win the Nobel Peace Prize? Did he become Secretary of State for War, or resign from government to serve in the army?
I wonder if they had delayed. Because Timmy just answered they let him out of jail.
Oh, okay. Well, I can check the delay. I'll pull up mine over here. I'll take a look. And here we go. Ready? I'm going to take my hat off. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22,
What are you
23,
doing?
24, 25, 26. I'm watching myself. I haven't taken my hat off yet.
Oh my God.
It's a fucking 1 minute delay. It's a 90. What the hell? The latency is horrible.
Nicole couldn't answer because she was breaking the seal.
I saw that. Yeah, that just popped up. I still haven't.
Count.
I'll tell you. Ready? And my hat comes off now. It's 90 seconds. That's crazy. All right. Well, I'm not sure how to play a game with a 90-second delay. When I'm using Restream Direct, not through Zoom, it's very it's like
Pretty quick.
3 to 4 seconds. Sorry, kiddos.
Oh, so it's not that bad. It's not 90 seconds. She said your hat just went back on and you just put it back on. I think it's more like 15 seconds. All right. So we're going to do it now with my hat. Oh, just keep going. Timmy said just keep going.
Timmy says, just move on, guys.
Like, listen.
Troubleshoot this shit later.
Whatever.
All right. Which of these movies did Arnold Schwarzenegger star in when he was 40? Was it Conan the Barbarian, Predator, or Terminator? And John, just go for it and they can answer too.
I'm going to go Predator.
That is correct, sir. At the age of 40, Hillary Clinton was A, First Lady of Arkansas, B, First Lady of the USA, C, United States Senator from New York, D, a cunt.
I'm going to go with cunt.
That is correct, sir. Yes, First Lady of Arkansas and a cunt. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say Arkansas. Yeah.
They were the same age as my parents, and my dad is from Arkansas. And it was really weird because I'd watch Bill Clinton and I would see mannerisms. My dad didn't have an accent directly. He moved out when he was a teenager and he got rid of it. But it was really interesting because I never could place my family who was in Northern California.
Right.
They all came from Arkansas, Missouri. And I remember watching Bill Clinton. I was like, oh, interesting. Like there's an echo of it there. Right. My dad was like, I'm the same age as the president of the United States. That's kind of cool. I was like, someday I hope when I'm older than you that they're all way older than me still.
And Dad, do you keep your cigars in the same place?
Yeah. Well, in your mom's pussy? I did take that to the future with you, son. He was just on Arsenio Hall playing the trombone. What? I'm not from here. From where? Exactly.
What she said.
40s is the name of an area of sea. Where is it located? Is it in the North Sea, the Mediterranean, or the Arctic Ocean? Who knows?
The 40s, so it's probably going to be longitude. I'm going to go with, since I'm just answering, I'm going to go with the North Sea.
That is correct, sir. Nice. Well done.
Thank you.
Good job. Which of these people founded a highly successful information company at the age of 40? Larry Page, Michael Bloomberg, or Oprah Winfrey? Highly successful information. Mm-hmm.
I thought Oprah was older, but maybe she wasn't. We're going to go Oprah.
Chat, go.
Oh, I was wrong.
Michael Bloomberg is the answer.
Really?
I hope he keeps spending his billions on running for nothing because he sucks.
So stupid, that guy.
Like he's just
such an arrogant cock.
His publicists are like, listen, when we got optics on you, Mike, and they're gonna love you. Oh, really? Because I have zero personality, and If they had any idea of how many dead cats I had in my trunk. No, just do it. You're a billionaire. You're awesome. They love you. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Mike. I'm a billionaire and you love me. All right. Vote for me. You're like, what a fucking douche. What do you guys do?
You remember when Bloomberg though was a reputable news? It
Oh,
really
because
was.
they were centrist.
Yeah,
They hadn't
especially for
swayed.
business, for the market. The Journal and Bloomberg was huge for the market.
Once they catch you cutting the face off of a child and eating it, and then having orgies with other pedivores, then somehow it's a problem. Or no, you just go left. Okay, then. So we did the dark web last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we didn't go dark because I don't want to violate terms of service. Although I had a video removed from YouTube and I don't know what it was. It was just like, this has been deleted. I'm like,
I got a ton of stuff on my
I wonder what I
Facebook,
did.
The Facebook's my feed that I had put in, I just happened to go through, I don't know why I did, but all these videos removed.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I'm like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't really put a lot of stuff up there. It's usually it's funny. Usually it's concert content from my phone.
Oh, well, that's copyright violation.
You think so? That's the
I
reason.
know so. I know so. I know so.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how it's reproduced. Without express written consent, you are violating copyright. So, well, at least Facebook removes it and they don't remove you, but they can. They're more likely to remove you for strikes of violence or, threats of violence.
Right. Well, there were no mosh pits in any of these shows.
That's good. That's good. Which action hero first found fame at the age of 40 when he played the character Casey Ryback?
Oh.
Casey Ryback.
Casey Ryback.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you guess and then I'll give you a multiple choice.
Casey Ryback. I have no clue.
Your multiple choice answers are Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, or Bruce Lee.
We're gonna go with Steven Seagal.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So that'd be out for that'd be what were his movies?
God, they were so
Out for Justice, something
Under Siege.
Those were like his fourth and fifth. What were his first two?
Oh, I don't remember.
Casey Ryback. Yeah. Oh my God.
He was a cop. He always played
of course.
a cop.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. I loved his movies when I was a kid. When I found his movies.
Yeah, because Van Damme did Kickboxing.
Out for Justice. No, wait.
He was in his 20s when he did that.
What the fuck? It's gonna hurt me if I don't look him up. He's a really good practitioner of Aikido, but Aikido is not a battle martial art. It's not made for battle. It's made for show. So I don't know how practical it is if you don't have students to throw themselves in the right direction.
And you're like 250 pounds and they weigh like 100 pounds.
But like he's legit. He was black belt, first American black belt dojo like runner ever in Japan. Like his skills are legit. Whether or not they're as effective as they are portrayed. Right. That's different. But
I do like Van Damme, and he's got a really good sense of humor too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact he's put out movies like JV, was it?
Yeah.
JCVK, and then he's playing a version of himself.
Yeah. No, great sense of humor.
Seagal takes himself too seriously. Although I did like when he was doing the cop show because he got a badge, in Louisiana.
I remember that. Yeah.
And yeah, he just.
And all of a sudden, he had a Louisiana accent.
Oh, of course, yeah. He just mimics.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, he's got this like.
I have to admit, I did watch it because I love Louisiana. I love New Orleans.
Same.
Orleans is one of my favorite places on the planet.
It's my mom's side of the family's all New Orleans.
Oh, fucking love that.
Barron Township is like her. It's crazy. I was doing a family tree. And I ran into other relatives I didn't know I had doing a family tree. And I was like, hey, are we related? And they're like, show me what you got. And we connected this stuff. And they're like, Oh, we're very closely related. And I grew up in a family of 5 with basically 2 cousins, 2 female cousins, and that's it.
All right.
No extended family. Adams goes back to my great grandfather, and then we can't track anything before that. So this was kind of exciting. They were like, "Oh, come to Louisiana, but don't sleep with anybody," if you know what I mean. I was like, "What? Arkansas, Missouri, and Louisiana?" I'm like, "I'm Southern white trash."
Yeah, but
This
you know
whole
how to cook,
time.
you know how to cook, and you know how to party. That's I
That's
love
right.
that
That's
place.
right. I'm good at both.
I do have a rule though. I have a 12 to 12 rule in New Orleans.
What's that?
Noon to midnight, and then I hop in the Uber and get the fuck back to the. But I'll drink for 12 straight hours.
Yeah.
And I broke that rule the last time I was there, and I was there till like 3 a.m, and it did not go well. So I stick to that 12 to 12.
Tell me the
rule.
story. How did it end?
I don't remember a lot of it.
Sorry,
You know,
can't help but laugh. That's never a
Yeah.
good sign.
No, it's not a good sign. Not a good sign. But the food there is amazing. The culture is just so. I love music. I love beer, and I could buy a beer in this bar and be like, all right, they're done with their set. Let me go to this bar. Don't have to buy another beer yet because I'm not done with my beer, and I don't have to chug it really fast to go into the next one. Oh, I'm gonna go. Oh, this is blues. I'm not in the blues mood. All right, next. I mean, I love that, dude. It's
That's
so
awesome.
good.
I love it.
It's such a cool vibe. I love it. I've been there 3 times, and I want to go back.
I've never been. Never.
Oh, so good. I usually stay about 6 miles away from Bourbon Street. So that way it's the prices aren't bad. You take an Uber in, you know. All right,
It's like
you
stay-
can make
it's
it
like
another
staying on
3
Fremont.
minutes, sir.
It's like staying at Fremont. You're like, I'm gonna go to Old Vegas.
Right.
Right.
Oh, I love Old Vegas.
I do. Me too.
Um,
Hey, Casey Ryback, wrong. Whoever made this game, they should burn in hell. I knew the name Casey Ryback because he was the Under Siege guy.
So it was Under Siege.
Yeah, but his first movies were Above the Law.
Was it first movie or 40-year-old when he was 40?
I thought it was like talking about him like becoming famous because of it. Like that was his first. Here we go. Which action hero first found fame at the age of 40 when he played character Casey Ryback?
Yeah, I mean, Under Siege was a big movie that did well.
Yeah, I guess it was but really, like,
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones.
Mark for
Was
Death,
it Tommy
Heart
Lee
for Stone?
Jones?
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones and who was the chick? She was a Baywatch chick. Erica Laniak? No.
Yes.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah. She popped out of the cake.
Yeah. So that was 92. He was born in 52, so it's not a lie in that regard. So okay.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Under Siege is the first movie, and I know he has other stuff. Under Siege really always made me think of him because it was a pretty big movie. Under Siege 2 was terrible. It was done on a train, I think. It was bad.
But then Executive Decision with Kurt Russell, right after the same year. The Glimmer Man.
He was in it for like 5 minutes, right?
Yep.
I'm like, I love Kurt Russell, so I was like, oh, Seagal's in this. He was in this,
right?
It's like he ain't in it anymore. Yeah.
Sorry,
the movie's like 25 years old. Spoilers, whatever.
The Glimmer Man, he was with Damon Wayans. He was like a skip tracer, taking Damon Wayans across the desert. Then Fire Down Below, which I actually really liked.
Oh, that's the one in Alaska.
Yeah,
that was good. That actually
was really good.
Who's in that? Who's the bad guy in that?
Chris Christopherson. Chris Christopherson.
Oh, that's Chris Christopherson plays such a good bad guy.
He's still alive. He's like 90.
Mel Gibson's movie with him in it. It's not Payback, is it?
No, they weren't in Payback together. I didn't know they were in a movie together.
Oh, he plays the big boss, and at the end he kidnaps his kid.
No.
Payback.
Maybe
I'm thinking of the wrong movie.
No, Gary Sinise plays the guy who kidnaps Mel Gibson's kid.
Oh, that's called
That's
Payback?
Ransom. That's Ransom.
Okay.
Payback, he wakes up shot and he goes on a revenge. No, I don't think that Seagal and him were together. Maybe.
Not
Nothing.
Seagal. No, I wasn't thinking of Seagal.
Oh, where do we go? Damon Wayans?
No. Where do we go?
Oh,
Oh, Chris Christopherson.
Oh, Christopherson. Okay, that's different.
Yes, it is Payback. I can tell you right now because
Yeah.
such a great movie. The cast is ridiculous. Now I see who else is in this. Let's see, what is her name? Lucy Liu,
Yeah.
Bill Duke, Maria Bello, who played on NCIS forever. She's gorgeous.
Right.
Gibson. I think Colburn is in it. I want to Chris Christopherson. I want to say James Colburn is in it also.
Which Payback?
Yeah.
Payback was great. I saw it in the theater.
It plays Porter. And I think it's a remake.
Yes, it is a remake.
Okay, of a who the hell is it? Steve McQueen movie.
Yes.
I want to say.
Gibson.
Yeah, but I think James Colburn is also in this movie.
No, it's, I think it's William Devane, I think is who you're thinking of.
I'm almost positive he's the one who has the alligator luggage and he shoots it and he goes, "That's just cruel, man." I'm almost positive that he's in it. It's a great movie. Really, really good.
James Colburn. I do remember that line for some reason, but he was not in that movie. Wait.
Absolutely.
No, he was. He was not credited.
He's not credited, yeah, but he was definitely.
Porter shoots a hole in Fairfax's suitcase. Hey,
yeah.
What the hell are you doing, man? This is Bronson.
Oh.
Fairfax. Oh, that was a great movie.
Oh, so good. But anyway, Chris Christopherson is the bad guy, the ultimate bad guy, because then I think he kidnaps his kid or something like that. Yeah, that's a great movie. Really, really good movie. But anyway, that segues are for kids, huh? Holy shit.
That's how we do. That's how we do. So we're gonna wrap up on Chris Christopherson. You know, he was married to a few women. I don't know how many. At a glance, Lisa Myers, 83. Rita Coolidge, 73 to 80.
Rita Coolidge, really?
Yes. So I one of my favorite albums is, it's only because I grew up with my parents listening to it, was probably 1974 album. Chris Christopherson and Rita Coolidge, Breakaway. And damn, those two, they could sing. They're just fucking outstanding. And he was such a cokehead, alcoholic burner. The fact that he's not, like almost fucking 90 and he's still alive.
He was born in 36, dude. Jesus.
That's nuts, dude. But he was always cool, man. He was in the third A Star Is Born, 1977 with
that wasn't the second one?
No, it was the third actually. There was one in what was it? Like I thought the late 20s, then 30s. It's been remade, I think 4 times now.
4 times.
In 77, it was him and Barbara Streisand. And a little known fact that Elvis Presley was actually picked to do that character, the burnout, former rock star. And
he couldn't get in shape.
No, they basically this is the contention, is that he had been I don't know that he had been chosen, but they basically wrote the role for him, and like he knew it was a potential. He wound up having, a heart attack on the toilet as a drug addict. He was 42 years old that year. And then Chris Christopherson got the job because it was written for Elvis, and they had thought that if it had been presented to Elvis, then he probably would have cleaned up his act, because he would have had something to do. He would have had something to keep him going, and he, probably would have made a big impact with that. But I always thought that was kind of interesting. I thought Elvis's movies sucked. My mom made me watch a lot of them, or I watched them because of her. But I always liked Elvis. I just thought he was a kind of a tragic guy. He didn't know what to do with his fame.
I think Rogan said the other day, the first worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah. Can you imagine? There's no blueprint.
No. And then then he was saying Jackson is probably the second one. Michael Jackson.
Yeah. King of rock, king of pop. Like he
Yep.
called it. He called himself the king of pop because he
Yep.
knew it. He saw it. He watched it since he was 5 years old.
Yep.
He watched it happen. Star is Born, fucking the 77 version with those two, fantastic. The one with Lady Gaga and what's the name?
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley, fantastic also.
Who
So
should
good.
have won the Academy Award because he taught himself how to play piano, read sheet music, play guitar, and wrote the fucking song and actually sang it,
Mhm.
opposed to the guy who did the Freddie Mercury movie who lip synced the whole thing. He did not sing anything.
Right.
That was a tragedy, absolute tragedy.
I would say Rami Malek did a phenomenal job. And if you the opening sequence when they're at Live Aid.
Oh, I know. I've seen it played on two screens. It's crazy, dude.
Oh, I've seen that it's available. I haven't watched it.
Oh,
but what I'll give them credit for is that was the first scene they filmed. The first, which is the last scene in the movie, which is the epic fucking turnaround for their career. And the director said, they said, why would you film the most pivotal part of the entire story first? And he said, well, I figured if he couldn't get this right, there was no point in moving forward.
who was the original person? I heard something about this recently, that the part who wanted to do it, who the fuck was it? He wanted to do it, but it was Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen, yes.
He was gonna originally, like, that when it was in the works, but they wanted to, and not that he was gonna be stupid and funny in it.
Right.
They wanted to show a lot of the debauchery.
Right.
And the band did not want him to do that. So basically they didn't and then whoever was interviewing him, it was he goes, "You mean Brian May?" It's like, you mean Brian May? Yeah.
Right.
Nicole said the Beatles for that Superstar, but I think it's different because it's four guys. But I agree with you. Obviously, Beatlemania was insane.
Yeah.
But they had three other guys with them, so
Right.
I think that's different.
You're
Would you
insulated.
agree with that?
Yeah, because the first boy band, it's that first
New Kids on the Block, where
they made everybody go all the there's enough for everyone, but if you think about, like, as an individual, you're not insulated by.
Bieber probably was the next one after Jackson.
Yeah.
Worth like $500 million already or something.
Oh, at least. Jesus, that boy wrecked the fucking world. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And Haley, his wife, who's a Baldwin, Stephen Baldwin's daughter.
Yeah.
Cute girl, pretty girl. Good for him. She's from Tucson.
Really?
The Baldwins live here. They do, yeah. Star is born 1932, then 1939, 1950. What? No, that's not right. How many of A Star is Born are there?
Movies.
54, 30, 37, 54, 76, and then 2018.
Okay, so 4 total.
It was the same general story, but not necessarily a singer. I believe it was like an actor or director who fell in love with this actress, who then, it's the whole story of being outshone by you becoming a once was, because
right,
you're bringing the next generation up, and the love story and the heartbreak that goes with that. I'll tell you, I was still in my feels. I remember dropping off the kids and that movie had come out, and I told Lisa, I said, I think I'm gonna go home and watch A Star is Born. It was when I was living in the roofie house back there. And she's like, oh, by yourself? I'm like, well, me and the cat. This is my other cat, Yaya. She got killed by a great horned owl. Anyway, she was given to me so I wouldn't be alone.
It's a shame Timothy's not going to be around very long.
So anyway, she died in the house back there, but she was murdered. That's fine. Lisa said, "You're not going to watch this by yourself, are you?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, why? Like she obviously we were together for 20 years. She knew me. She's like, "No, you shouldn't watch that by yourself." I was like, "Why? What does it matter?" I mean, she knew I was drinking. I mean, shit, I drink my whole fucking life. It didn't matter. But she knew, I can be melancholy, sad. She knew I was definitely depressed and sad. So she knew that. So she was like, I don't think you should watch it by yourself. I'm just saying that. And I was like, well, I'll be fine. You don't have to control, So I go home and I'm watching it. And as the show movie's progressing, I'm like, oh, I see where this is going to go. I took my belt off and I threw it out in the yard. I was like, oh no. She was right.
Some
She was right. You lift her up and then she takes it. I wasn't balling but I was watching. I was like, I get what she said. Yeah. So she asked a month later. She said, "Did you watch it?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "How are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I shouldn't have watched it by myself. It was a dark. It was a dark night. Yeah, it was a dark time. But here, I got this belt for you in case you want to use it on me." I'm just kidding. I was like, it's good to be known by somebody. It's good to have, I said, it's really good to know that out there in the universe somewhere that there is somebody who knows you in the way that other people don't know you. And it's good to know that she's fucking some other dude who lives in your house. So, all right, have a good night.
And on that note,
Shelf Help Show tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, all right, buddy.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the chat room. Your participation. We appreciate it. Not a fan of Rebecca's cell phone battery, obviously. Plug the fucking thing in.
Dude, I have to give her credit. She's sick as fuck. She really is. One of her kids
so sick that she didn't go down on that.
Check it out. All day. She works remote. I've been in touch. And I asked her to do it. And she put on her makeup. She got that's a cameo I'm proud of her. That's amazing. I love her to death. Aww. So she went out her way to do it. I said, listen, it's John. And she's like, he's never going to tell me that I'm funny ever again, is he? I'm like, no, he never will, ever. Why did you tell him that I got a book? I said, because it's true. And I believe true is important. And she's like, never. You did that on purpose. I'm like, I did. You're welcome.
All right. Well, have a good night. Thanks again, chat room. I'll talk to you later, brother.
Thanks. Be well.
Bye.
Bye. Who stays up this late? My God. What are those flags in the background? That's America. That's Trump. That's right. Oh, this is my man cave. People don't feel awkward when I bring him back here. I promise. These days, I don't bring anyone except for Rebecca. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it. I really do. I have not got no words of wisdom tonight. I'm just a little tired, a little bit of headache over my right eye, which means give myself 2.5 hours of sleep and I'm off and running. Probably not going to do anything tomorrow, but Saturday, traditionally, do a show. Maybe Mark, Bucky, I can't remember everybody. Some of the girls, Missy, Amber, I'm drawing a blank. And Timmy, of course, you're invited. Anybody out there? It says Jeffrey Sinatra on the Twitch. That's my handle. That's what I started with, and that's not untrue. My alter ego when I'm feeling feisty is Dadbod, Bikerbeard, and that usually brings out a lot of humor and crass humor at that. The show that the part of my week that I like the best is when I do shelf help show, like a shelf full of self-help books. I spend a lot of time healing post-divorce and having to find my new identity, which strangely was attached to the one that I had before I got married. And it was touch and go for a long time. I really, really, really went through the shit. You know, from ideations of suicide to action, to, you know, alcoholism, to drug abuse, to self-abuse. I did all the things that people will do when they find themselves at the age of 42, having to redefine what the rest of their life is going to look like, and never having wanted to do that. So if you are going through that, or anything that is life altering like that, because it is very life altering, you're expected to move forward and produce and provide and still be all these things that society thinks you have to be, while you're lost in yourself at the same time. Just remember, there are people out there who've been through what you've been through, and that matters. And there's people who've suffered loss and pain and trauma, and there is a way out of it. There is. It's not the same for everybody. Not everyone's going to do a podcast in order to help themselves heal. Not everyone's going to bring a friend in to live with them for 3 months and help him through his trauma. You know, not everyone's going to be in therapy for a year, and it's different for everyone. But what I found is the most important thing is to know that you're not alone. And there's a community of people who suffer just like you do. Social media says we all have to keep this face up. We all have to appear to be a certain way. But you don't have to appear to be anything other than who you are. And you'll still be loved, and you'll always be welcome. And that's a fact. And if you're watching the show, no matter where you are, I don't care if you speak English or not. I have a lot of European and Asian countries. If you want to come on, I'll send you a link. I can fit 100 people on Zoom. We'll broadcast to at least 4 or 5 spots on the interwebs. And don't be afraid. All it takes is a camera. That's it. A cell phone. If you got this, you can do it. Okay. That's it. That's all you need. If you can watch me, we can watch each other. Come aboard, say hi, shoot the shit, have fun. And remember, there's a tribe and a community out here for you. So, Dadbod, Bikerbeard. All right. You guys have a great night. Make sure you love one another and love yourself. Very important. Always love yourself. Good night. Chantilly lace with a pretty face and a